Game 3 of the NBA Finals coming tonight. The Knicks leading 2-0 on the Spurs. Finals heading back to the Garden for the first time since 1999. Knicks star Karl Anthony Towns on his Game 3 MSG expectations.
I expect our fans to come out and do what they do every game, which is come and support us at the highest level. So I'm really excited to play. You know, it's always great when you get to play the game of basketball at its highest level. So to be able to lace the shoes up, be able to put the jersey on, and be able to see our fans see finals basketball after all this time is going to be really, really special.
Tip just after 8:30 Eastern with coverage starting at 7:30 Eastern here on ESPN Radio. The Hawks and head coach Quinn Snyder have agreed to a multi-year contract extension, guided Atlanta to a 46-36 finish before losing in the first round to the Knicks this year. While Texas Tech star quarterback Brendan Sorsby has been granted a temporary injunction against the NCAA, clearing his eligibility for 2026.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Tuesday, friend of the show, Adam Schefter joins us at 8 a.m. Eastern to look ahead to mandatory mini camps throughout the league. It's on Sportsman, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR presented by Relief Windows. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
You sue. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Whew. LSU landed 4 commits. College World Series is set. Game 3 of the NBA Finals. It's all coming up on today's show, but we're going to start in a very different place. So let us begin as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
Quote, it's total effing BS without the edits. That is what one Big 12 athletic director told Ross Dellenger in response to a judge's ruling on Monday that Brendan Sorsby will be eligible for the 2026 football season. Not sure I could have said it any better myself. Well, I could if this was just an internet-only broadcast, so I could have actually said the words. That would have been a lot of fun. Normally, a lot of you on topics like this come to me because you know that I'm going to do the thing where I yell and scream and get red-faced and end up sweating, and then I belly sweat, and I tell them you just go to break at the end, and I lost my voice, and it's all awkward because I have to do a live read, but then I can't do it because I lost my voice and I'm out of breath. Not going to do that right now. I actually don't plan on doing that right now. But you never know. Sometimes I get worked up and then you light the fuse and then, I can't say that I'm terribly surprised, but clearly there's a lot of people around college athletics that are, judging by the reaction, which is plentiful, and we're going to get to a lot of that here today. If you're not familiar, I'll just break this down. Cliff's Notes version, super simple. Brendan Sorsby's guy got paid about $5 million out of the transfer portal to go be the quarterback at Texas Tech. He was at Cincinnati last year, started his career at Indiana. It has been found that, and he has admitted to betting on quite literally thousands of sporting events, including college football games, for the team he was on when he was at Indiana. He was also doing prize picks last year at Cincinnati. He's admitted to it. He's gone to rehab, for gambling addiction, all that, whatever. There is a black and white rule by the NCAA, which is if you bet on college sports, college or pro, you are ineligible immediately. He bet on college sports, admitted betting on college sports. NCAA deemed him ineligible. He goes to court to get an injunction today. A judge in Texas granted him that injunction, so he'll be eligible. Now everyone around college football is melting, which this is actually very strange, indirect way. Kind of great, because this is a unifying moment. I mean, nobody on Twitter ever agrees on anything. And everyone agrees that this is, as the Big 12 athletic director said it, quote, total effing BS. Although he actually said the words, which I wish I could do right now. I don't know what's going to happen. There is, Ross Dellenger is reporting that there's some discussions among Big 12 athletic directors about not playing Texas Tech this year in any sport, which would be great. If you would have some type of unifying force against something which is so terribly, obviously wrong, that's great. But I have another idea. It's something I've said here before. I'm going to say it again. It's the singular group of people that has the power to put an end to all of this. But they're cowards and hypocrites, and they won't do it. And it's the university presidents. You see, at its most basic level, like for one quick moment, just suspend belief for me, okay, just for one quick moment. Forget about Congress, forget about lawsuits, forget about NIL, forget about all that, okay, just for a second. Rev share, conferences, super leagues, TV contracts, just do the little Men in Black clicky light thing where you forget it all for a second, just for a second, okay? College football teams are part of a university. Universities have presidents that oversee that operation. And I'm not here having the conversation about amateurism. Are they there for grades? I'm talking about functionally, that is a true statement. The university has a president of a system, like in the case of LSU, Dr. Roos. Okay? If the university presidents would mandate their athletic departments follow NCAA rules and abide by their rulings, this is done. But Matt, the NCAA ruled Brendan Sorsby ineligible, but he went to court and got an injunction. That's true. And Brendan Sorsby could today walk back to Texas Tech and go, hey guys, look, got my injunction, I'm good to play. And if the university president said to Brendan Sorsby, that's great, Brendan, the NCAA ruled you ineligible, you're not welcome to play at Texas Tech this year. You can remain enrolled as a student, but you are ineligible. So you're not going to play. That's the trump card. See, the judge, his job isn't to enforce NCAA rule. His job is to interpret the law. The NCAA, their job is to enforce the rules they set forth. The problem we have right now in college athletics, one of the problems we have right now in college athletics is the NCAA tries to enforce the rules set forth. Player doesn't like the ruling, goes to court to get an injunction to supersede the NCAA's ruling. This is really easy. If the university presidents would say collectively, hey, we all choose to be a part of the NCAA. No one made us join the NCAA. We, as a university system, whatever, chose to be dues-paying members of the NCAA. And part of that agreement is that we agree to abide by their rules. So let's abide by their rules. Brendan Sorsby bet on sports. There's a black and white rule that says he's ineligible. The president of Texas Tech could step forward and say, he's ineligible, he's not playing at Texas Tech. And if every university president around the country do the same thing, this is not an issue. By the way, I'm going to sit here and tell you the same damn thing when R.J. Lewis goes to court to get an injunction to play basketball at LSU this year. I'm going to say the same damn thing. The group of people that actually have the power to fix this part of it are the university presidents. And most of them are hypocrites and cowards. Because while they like to sit in their ivory tower and talk about how they're great academicians and all this sort of crap, the bottom line is they care way more about being good in athletics because of the attention and the revenue it drives and the benefit that windfall presents to the entire university. So that's why the university presidents did go, yeah, Congress, courts. We need Congress to step in. Why? Do it yourself. It's your school. Don't let him play. Hey, man, but then he'll go somewhere else. And if that university president had a sack, they tell him too, you're not welcome to play here. Good luck in the NFL supplemental draft. But none of them have the balls to do it. So here we are. A dude quite literally bet on sports. Bet on games that he was dressed out. Dressed out. He's there on the team. Bet on those games. And now he's going to play college football. Effectively, that just set a precedent. You can think this is absurd. There's legalities in here as well. But that just set a precedent to go throw games. Let's go throw games. Let's go bet on the game. Let's throw it. And then, let's get an injunction to keep playing. It is fundamentally absurd. And everyone, even Twitter, agrees today that it's fundamentally absurd. And the one group of people that could actually fix it are sitting there in their ivory tower doing nothing about it. And it's disgusting. It's the university presidents. They could put an end to all of this if they collectively got together and said, enough. We are all dues-paying members of the NCAA. We chose to be a part of that organization. And part of that is to abide by their rules. So let's abide by their rules. And I think there's about as good a chance of that happening as me waking up tomorrow with a full head of hair. So, Brendan Sorsby. Onward. Gabe Feldman, Tulane law professor. He's a sports law professor. He'll be with us in about 17 minutes to try to make sense of this. I don't know that there is much making sense of it, but maybe he'll answer some of those questions for us. Ross Dellenger will be here in hour 3. Cade Cooper is one of the four commitments that LSU's gotten in the last 24 hours. He'll be with us in hour 3 as well. We got a lot to do. We're glad you're hanging out with us. Our show open every day is brought to you by Bud Light. Drink easy with a great taste of Bud Light. Might have had me a cold Bud Light or two this weekend out by the pool. Bud Light, of course, the official beer of AFR, the official beer of your Fighting Tigers of LSU, official beer of the Saints. Last Thursday, we were over in Lake Charles, just in the shadows of the McNeese campus. Bud Light, the official beer, the McNeese Cowboys. I'm telling you, whether your favorite watering hole, restaurant, your own back patio, after you cut the grass, or going for a swim, or heading to the beach, drink easy with a great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR. Okay, y'all, let's knock out a quick break. Come back. As I mentioned, LSU did land four commitments in the last 24 hours. We'll run through all that here as we continue. We're glad you're with us on a Monday edition of AFR presented by Relief Windows.
AFR.
REV, Rev Fiber. Man, Rev is out there laying fiber in neighborhoods left and right. Santa Maria, Country Club Crossing, Country Club West, Highland Greens, Highland Lakes, Highland Plantation, Highland Trace, Lafitte Hill, Live Oak Estates, Homestead, Jefferson Crossing, Round Oak, Elliott Road, Hoosiatu, Tiger Bend, even outside of Baton Rouge, Gonzales, Prairieville, Plaquemine, Denham, Springfield, Hammond, Ponchatoula, Covington, Mandeville, LaPlace, Reserve, Thibodaux, Houma, LaRose, Grand Isle, everywhere, y'all. Have a better internet experience. Faster internet speeds, up to 5 gigs, backed by the security of an all-fiber network. What more could you possibly want? RevFiber.com. linekiffin.com. That's where you go to get your quote. 100% local service and support. You're never going to be routed to an overseas call center. Wi-Fi equipment's included at no additional cost. It's Rev Fiber. R-E-V, RevFiber.com.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith. If you've been injured on the job, you likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
At Parrish, we take pride in building roofs that last. Because in Louisiana, toughness isn't just on the court, it's in your home too.
Parrish Construction and Roofing. ParrishBuilt.com.
People think it's all about game day, but the real work happens in the off season. And we need a healthcare team that works as hard as we do.
At FML Health, our lay of the lake, we take care of LSU football year-round.
We trust the lake.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh, we do shutters too.
Gabe Feldman will be here in a dozen minutes as Tulane law professor, focuses on sports law. He'll explain as best he can the whole Brendan Sorsby thing, the ruling that came down from the judge today. That's coming up. So we got a lot of different things to talk about with respect to the Brendan Sorsby thing, because it does reshape. I mean, if he does in fact play and the judge granted the injunction, I mean, if he does in fact play, I mean, that reshapes the landscape of the college football season. He is, when you look at the betting odds, Texas Tech is now the favorite to win the Big 12. Of course, that would mean they would have an automatic berth in the college football playoff. And on top of that, not only Sorsby's Heisman odds, but the college football playoff odds to win the national championship. Texas Tech has gone from 25-1 to 14-1 just in one day with this ruling. So they went from plus $1.05 to win the Big 12 to a minus 150 favorite. So, yeah, I mean, this is really significant with Sorsby being eligible in the national landscape of college football. So there's a ton of reaction to it. We're going to get through all of it today. My goodness, what a 24-hour span for Lane Kiffin and the LSU football program. June is a massive recruiting weekend where you have official visitor weekends, and this is back-to-back weekends now where LSU has had 6 official visitors. And, the first weekend was marked by 4 of the 6 being 5 stars, headlined by some of the top prospects in the country, including Easton Royal, the number 1 receiver in the country. Well, LSU this weekend welcomed yet again 6 official visitors, and it was a really productive weekend for Lane Kiffin and his staff as they landed 4 commitments in a 24-hour span. Remember what happened on Wednesday when Jaden Bryant, the 5-star edge rusher from South Carolina, who had been committed to LSU since 2 days after Kiffin was hired, he flipped. Now remember, last weekend, 5-star Abraham Cisse was on campus. This weekend, 5-star KJ Green on campus. In between, Jaden Bryant looks around and goes, wait a minute. Like, I've been committed to y'all since January, and now you're still recruiting elite-level guys at my position. He has the offer from Miami. Boom, he flips. Well, LSU wasted no time as KJ Green committed to LSU on Sunday morning.
Another one.
And they were just getting started. Green is 6'4", 230 pounds, had offers from everybody. 24/7 Sports ranks him as the number 8 prospect in America, regardless of position. So when you look, they went and replaced an elite edge rusher in Jaden Bryant with another elite edge rusher in KJ Green. So Green right now is the 2nd highest rated commit in the class behind only Ahmad Hudson. So you lost 1, you gained 1 almost immediately. Boom. Well, not to be outdone, just a couple hours later after KJ Green's commitment, Brendan Lacey, a 3-star running back out of Texas, committed.
Another one.
I got many more of those to go as well. Now, Lacey is really interesting because when you look at Brendan Lacey, he is a 3-star out of the state of Texas, and he gave an interview with Rivals after his commitment, and part of that interview, he talked about Kevin Smith, the running backs coach, seeing the potential in him and wanting to extract that. He's a 10'9" guy in the 100 right now, and a guy at 6'1", 180 pounds who has a ton of upside. Remember, LSU has 6 scholarship running backs on the roster for 2026. You return Harlem Berry, you return Caden Durham, and then you went and added 4 guys via the portal. So you got 6 running backs on the roster. All 6 of them have eligibility remaining in 2027, meaning if you're Lane Kiffin right now, you're not looking at an elite level running back prospect for 2027, like a top of the class type guy, because you're not going to go pay a 5-star number 1 running back for 2027, because Harlem Berry is very likely back for his junior season. And Dylan Jones could be back, and Caden Durham could be back, and all those guys you just brought in. So you're probably not looking at a guy who would come in and make an immediate impact. So they're looking for prospects that they can bring in that will stay, that they can develop. And so clearly this is one they like. It is also worth mentioning there's 2 other in-state prospects that LSU continues recruiting at running back. 4 stars, Jaden Miles from Catholic in Baton Rouge and Trey Martin from Franklin Parish in Winsboro. It is heavily thought that Martin is a Bama lean and Jaden Miles is an LSU lean. So maybe you end up getting Jaden Miles from Catholic High just down the road, and then Brendan Lacey. And that'd be 2 running backs in this class. I'm not naive. I don't think all the guys the 4 that signed via the portal, plus Berry and Durham, will all be back for 2027. You're going to have to fortify those numbers, but you've gotten 2 here now. So after Brendan Lacey commits on Sunday, turn the page to Monday morning, and early on Monday, LSU added a cornerback in in-state Marquez Davis.
Another one.
Remember, Shea Dixon was here and talked about Marquez Davis when he was taking his official visit a week ago.
He's been listed as a receiver, and that's what he primarily plays, but he plays both ways. And he'll visit at the end of the month with his family, and I'm not going to be surprised at all if they don't try to just offer, get him committed, and get that done, because he is clearly one of – and there's always guys like that. I mean, you can remember when Mo Claiborne came out of Fair Park, and he was not ranked. He was a 3-star at the end. He was playing every position, and you get into camp, and you get a feel for it, and you decide, okay, I'm playing corner for sure, and then you look up, and he's, the number 6 pick in the NFL draft. So guys like that are here in Louisiana, and I think that that's who they're circling when you're pivoting off of, hey, we're trying not to get involved in the highest NIL wars out there. You go for development, and that's this type of player.
It's very obviously what they're doing here. Again, 1,000-point scorer in basketball, 6'3", 180. He is the quintessential Corey Raymond corner. When you think of, obviously, the high end with a guy like DJ Pickett at 6'5", but you can think back to Eli Ricks coming out of California, Cordell Flott. That's what Corey Raymond wants. He wants long, rangy corners, and here you have a guy at 6'3", 185 pounds, is in the state of Louisiana, super athletic. You're looking at this ball of clay that you hope you can mold because as you look to 2027, Pickett and Woodland and Jakeem Jackson and Haven Finney, and like every cornerback on your roster this year for 26, like the running backs, every one of them has eligibility in 2027. Again, I'm not naive. I don't think they're all going to be back in 2027. But the point is, you expect certainly DJ Pickett to be back for his junior year. So why would you go invest in a top-tier corner? This is why Joshua Dobson is not going to be a part of this class, because they're not going to pay the number one corner in the country to come and sit. They're going to pay the top-tier guys. It'll be immediate impact guys, and then look for development after that. And that's what they did with the fourth commit in a 24-hour period.
Another one.
His name is Cade Cooper, who, by the way, is going to be on the show in hour number 3 today. Cade Cooper is a 4-star wide receiver who out of Pennsylvania, who Monday afternoon committed to the Tigers. So Cooper became the fourth commit in a 24-hour period. He's an interesting one. I mean, they're all, I guess, interesting, but he's an interesting one because this is a dude who's 6'3", 195, who's got a bunch of big offers. Notre Dame, Penn State, Ole Miss, Ohio State, Auburn. He's got more than a dozen offers from big-time schools. But Coleman is a guy, or excuse me, Cooper is a guy who, similarly to the other receivers, is probably not coming into play right away. LSU has 13 scholarship receivers this year. All but one of them, Jace Brown, have eligibility for 2027. Now, there's 6 guys that are redshirt juniors. So then their fourth year and could come back for a fifth year in 2027. Again, I don't think that's going to happen for all of them. But the numbers are robust enough to where you're probably not looking at a situation where you need any of the guys in this class at receiver to come in and be immediate impact guys for LSU. The one guy who would be that if you get him is Easton Royal. You'll pay Easton Royal because you believe Easton Royal will step on LSU's campus day one, boom, and be an impact guy in 2027. The other 3 receivers, or the 3 receivers LSU currently has committed, are not necessarily that. They're guys that you're going to bring in that are going to sit and wait their turn and hopefully develop and then in time be really good players. The question continues, like, what, like in an era where nobody stays, why would you recruit guys and bet on the come and hope that they stay? That's the soundbite we keep playing over and over for you from Lane Kiffin about that he said in the spring about staying and developing and evaluating character and how important the character evaluation is in high school recruitment now, because guys don't have to stay. So you want to be clear with guys who are going to come, not to take a check, that are willing to stay and develop. That's what you have with 3 of the 4 guys that LSU got committed here in the last 24 hours. The one guy who's going to be an impact guy immediately is KJ Green. The other guys are developmental guys that you hope are good character guys. They're going to stay, develop, and eventually be really good players for the Tigers. But LSU in one day doubled its commits from 4 to 8. So I've got all this information up at LouisianaSports.net if you want to catch up on all of it. I do want to go a little deeper into Lane Kiffin's recruiting strategy as illustrated by these 4 commits. We'll get to that coming up here in about half an hour from right now. We are brought to you by Evamore, E-V-A-M-O-R, Evamore.com, Evamore.com. Got it right here every single day on the set with me, and I drink it every day. Saturday, we had an awesome day, man. Hung out by the pool, had some friends come over, had some fajitas, some margaritas. Really had a great day, but I had plenty of Evamore that I would have margarita, mix in a bottle of Evamore. If you want the 20-ounce, the 32-ounce, the 64-ounce bottles, they got them all for you, whichever is the most convenient, whatever you prefer. I love to carry around a couple of 64-ounce bottles with me, knock a few of those out in a day. Be amazing what wonders being properly hydrated will do for you. So make sure you drink Evamore, E-V-A-M-O-R, great Louisiana product with national distribution. Evamore.com, Evamore.com, E-V-A-M-O-R, Evamore.com. All right, y'all, it's after further review. Glad you're hanging out with us here. We're going to knock out a quick break. Monday show is brought to you by Relief Windows. Again, in 30 minutes, I will sort of go deeper dive into what's very obvious about Kiffin's recruiting strategy here. Greg Sankey debunked the idea of the SEC and the Big Ten joining for a Super League. Okay, Pinocchio. We'll get into that a bit later. Ross Dellenger will be here in hour 3. Cade Cooper, LSU receiver commit, will be here in hour 3 as well. So a ton to do, and glad you're hanging out. When we come back, Gabe Feldman, Tulane law professor, will be here to kind of explain some of the legalities of the Sorsby situation. That's next. It's AFR.
AFR.
I mentioned we had a pool day on Saturday. It was great. Had some friends over. Well, Friday night, as we were kind of getting ready, Erica got me to help her plant all the dippledinas out by our pool area, whether it's patio pots or your flower beds. Man, they got such an amazing selection over at Clegg's Nursery. Beautiful spring and summer colors that really pop. You want to beautify your outdoor area, let Clegg's Nursery help you do it. Now, the other thing, too, of course, if you want to keep pests away, they have all the products you need. One of the things I mention all the time is that Aeon mosquito barrier that they have at Clegg's. We got ours. It's a box, comes with 2 tubes, but the size of a track baton. I tell you all the time. You pop the top off, fill it up with water to the fill line, shake it, hang it on your property line. Boom, you're done with mosquitoes 90 days at a time. The thing's like $30. And if it doesn't work for you, you're out $30. But I'm telling you, it's wonderful. It's the only mosquito treatment we use at our house, and we do not have a mosquito problem. So get on by. See our friends today at Clegg's Nursery. Buy local, shop local at Clegg's Nursery.
Box combo for George. I see you, Luis. Food's on the way.
Please don't. Hey, you know you can use your hands, right?
Got those box combos for you. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
Simone ate the best gumbo of her life, rolled some dice, and enjoyed a relaxing massage. She did not, however, find time to lay by the pool. Well, Simone, there's always next time. Lake Charles, there's a lot to pack in.
People think it's all about game day, but the real work happens in the off season, and we need a healthcare team that works as hard as we do.
At FML Health, our Lay of the Lake, we take care of LSU football year-round.
We trust the lake.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
At Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer, we know you deserve value when you purchase equipment. Right now, take advantage of the powerful...
Love telling you about our friends over at Insurance Network of Louisiana. My buddy Jay over there told me at the end of last week that he just finished up another auto policy for an AFR listener. Guy's name was Thomas, saved $731 annually on his auto insurance. I mean, they're cleaning up right now, like we never missed a beat. All are saving good money. So listen, if it's been a while since, or if you can't remember the last time you shopped for your auto insurance, let our friends at Insurance Network of Louisiana shop to find you better coverage for less money. It's really easy. You call, they'll do all the legwork. They'll look at your current policy, see if they can get you better coverage for less money. Auto, home, business insurance as well. If you're a business owner, you've got to do this. Help improve your bottom line. Insurance Network of Louisiana. LAinsurance.net, LAinsurance.net.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh, we do shutters too.
This is certainly an unprecedented day in the history of college sports. And I don't want to sound overdramatic here, but gambling has always been a thick red line. And the fact that Brendan Sorsby, who admitted to placing thousands of bets for $90,000, including 40 bets on his own team while he was at Indiana, the fact that he is going to be or has been legally cleared to play college football this season at Texas Tech is simply something that we've never seen before. And it's the latest manifestation of one of the biggest issues in college sports right now, Pat, which is local rulings overruling what the NCAA rules are supposed to be.
Pete Thamel reacting to the Brendan Sorsby news. If you haven't heard yet today, the Texas Tech quarterback was in fact granted an injunction by a judge in the state of Texas, so he is eligible for now for the 2026 college football season. Gabe Feldman, Tulane law professor. He's on Twitter, X, at SportsLawGuy. If you want to give him a follow, good enough to join us for a couple of minutes. Gabe, we appreciate the time. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing really well. Start, if we could, just with a reaction to today's proceedings.
Yeah, it's a pretty shocking result. And Pete laid it out well. Not only is this unprecedented in college sports, I think this is unprecedented in all of sports, because really since the Black Sox scandal in the 1900s, the number one cardinal sin in sports was betting on your own team. Nothing was as damaging or seen as damaging to the integrity of a game as betting on your own team. And so this is the first time, I think, in the history of sports, in this country at least, that a league has been unable to ban someone for betting on their own team.
I understand very clearly, though, there's a difference between NCAA rule and law, and you please correct me if I'm wrong or maybe shed some light here. The NCAA ruled Brendan Sorsby ineligible, but the court's job was not to uphold NCAA rule, right? It's to interpret the law. So what law here was this judge interpreting?
Right. It's a great question. And generally these challenges have been that it's illegal for all the schools to come together to prevent someone from playing. Those are all the eligibility cases, or most of the eligibility cases we've seen before, about guys wanting 5 or 6 or 7 years. Here they brought a different claim. They said there is a contract between the NCAA and the athletes. And the NCAA has to follow certain rules, including giving athletes an opportunity to explain why they should remain eligible, why, even though he had bet on all these games and admitted betting to them, that he should not be banned. And the judge was convinced, at least at this preliminary stage, that the NCAA violated its own rules. So really the law here is just a contract between the NCAA and Brendan Sorsby. So it's not some underlying other main area of law. It's just a very simple contract, and you have to follow the rules of your own association. And the judge said it doesn't look like they follow their own rules.
Can you elaborate a little further? How did they not follow their rules?
Well, what they argue, and so this is hard to determine based on the judge's ruling, because the judge's ruling is only about 2.5 pages. It does not say very much at all in it. But the argument that Sorsby made and his lawyers made was that they should have considered the fact or the allegation or the claim that he has a gambling addiction, and that given his gambling addiction, it was not fair under the NCAA's rules that he be banned for life, that instead he should have been rehabilitated, received treatment, try to fix and eliminate his addiction rather than punish him and ban him for it. And again, the judge, I think everybody expected this case to be rejected, that Sorsby would lose, because there's no precedent for it. There's nothing in the rules that the NCAA seems to have violated on its face. The NCAA said, we did consider his allegations that he was addicted, and we still banned him, because it doesn't matter why you're betting on games. If you're betting on games, you're banned for life. So it's hard to know exactly why the judge ruled on this, but what I think, again, is clear is that this is unprecedented, and I don't think we'll see this type of case. I know people have said this might open the door for many, many other athletes to sue. I just don't see this coming up very often. One, because not that many athletes are banned for life, and two, not many athletes have a doctor saying that they were addicted to gambling, and that's why they were gambling and banned for life. But that's what at least they've argued, is that they should have taken into account his problem, his addiction, and that really this is more of a mental health issue than an integrity of the game issue.
Gabe Feldman's Tulane sports law professor. You can get him on X at Sports Law Guy. I did notice that earlier on Twitter you were addressing the thought by some that this was home cooking with a local judge in Texas. We know one judge already recused himself from this case. There was a photo of him with the Texas Tech mascot doing the guns up. Pew, pew. Is this not the case with Judge Curry?
Well, it's not the case, at least on its face, for two reasons. I don't know anything about Judge Curry other than what I've read recently about him. But he is not from Lubbock. He did not go to Texas Tech. He went to rival Texas schools. He was an elected judge, but not in Lubbock. He's been retired for about 15 years. So is there the possibility of home cooking? Yes, of course. But this is not one that screams of it on its face. I think there's plenty to criticize the judge about in this decision, but I don't think his ties to Texas Tech are at the top of that list.
Got a couple more for you, Gabe. Does the NCAA have any further recourse, or is this it?
No, they can appeal. They have a right to appeal to a court in Texas State Court, and theoretically, this could go all the way up to the highest levels. But the challenge for the NCAA is whether they can get an appeal heard and determined in time for it to matter. Because if Sorsby gets to play all the way through to, let's say, the college football playoffs or the national championship, however far they make it, and then the NCAA wins, they haven't won anything. And so it's possible that just by delay, the NCAA could lose. But they still do have a right to appeal. And then the other thing that they're trying desperately to do, and it's been in the news a lot, is get Congress to step in. And Charlie Baker, the NCAA president, has already posted on social media that this is exactly why. I also posted something similar to this before he did, but this is exactly why they need Congress to step in, because, again, as Pete said at the top of this, they don't want, and I don't think anybody wants, state court judges or state legislators to be able to change the rules of this national association. Because if Sorsby can play, because a Texas judge said he can, then what happens if a player gets suspended in California and that judge doesn't let him play? Well, how is it fair, and why and how should we be letting state court judges who are elected and state legislators who are elected to basically govern college sports in a way that might give their home team a competitive advantage?
What?
Other than that, it's all simple.
I have a couple more, and I'll do it quickly, and your time is very much appreciated. But I am curious, and this may be outside of your purview, but could the NCAA elect to have Texas Tech forfeit every game that Sorsby plays because they're using an ineligible player?
Yeah, so there is a rule of restitution, which basically says that you can't, even if the decision is reversed later on, you can't go back and require the team to forfeit its games. Okay. And so, the NCAA has in the past said that if you win an injunction, but then it gets reversed, they can go back and forfeit all the games. And the judge here said, we're not allowing you to implement that rule. There's nothing in there that says they can't require them to forfeit the games on the front end. And I suppose there's an argument they could say, look, Sorsby, you can play, we're just not going to count the games. But my guess, based on the order, is that the judge wouldn't allow them to do that, and that the plaintiff's lawyer would go back to court to say, look, the whole point of this order was to allow him to play without penalty. And if you require them to forfeit the games, that's basically saying you can't play.
Gabe, if you look into your crystal ball, what do you think happens next?
Crystal ball has been shattered long ago. I think it is. Look, I thought there was almost no chance that Sorsby would win this case. So we're already in unprecedented times. I think it is more likely than not that an appeal is not heard in time. But I think if it is heard in time, I wouldn't be surprised if the injunction gets overturned and the ban is reinstated, which would put him in a really difficult position because the deadline to declare for the NFL supplemental draft is coming up in a couple of weeks. So it would be unfortunate, no matter what you think of this decision or of Sorsby, for him to find out in July that he's no longer eligible to play in the NCAA, but has missed his window for the supplemental draft.
He's Gabe Feldman, Tulane sports law professor. You can get him on Twitter at Sports Law Guy. We appreciate the time. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure.
It's After Further Review, brought to you by Parish Restoration, parishrestoration.com, parishrestoration.com. Kill mold, remove odor. Man, with all of the, my goodness, with all of the rain we have been having this month, and you see water intrusion, that could be a breeding ground for mold. Listen, I say it all the time. Louisiana is the mold capital of the world because it is wet and humid. That is the perfect conditions for mold. So if you've had water intrusion in your home, you might have a mold problem, not even know it. Let Parish Restoration come out, do a full assessment. It's mold remediation done right the first time, but it's not just mold. It's sanitization. It's odor. Maybe you got odor from pets or smoke or whatever. Parish Restoration can help. Log on to parishrestoration.com, parishrestoration.com to learn more and to get that free estimate, parishrestoration.com. All right, it's After Further Review. Appreciate Gabe Feldman for joining us there, shedding a little light. I do find it interesting, though, that if Sorsby was able to get an expedited hearing, why then couldn't the appeal, it's something I should have asked Gabe, be expedited also? It'll be interesting to watch how this unfolds, but maybe the thing that's most interesting to me today, I can't say that I'm floored or terribly surprised this went the way that it did. It just sort of felt like an inevitability that this is how it's going to go. Maybe it's just a cynical point of view because we've seen so many cases like this. But the reaction collectively from college football has been so visceral. And the people that actually could maybe impact the decision made by Texas Tech are the school saying, we're just not going to play you this year. So that maybe there could be enough pressure forced upon Texas Tech for allowing Sorsby to go to court to be eligible despite very clearly breaking the one rule you can't break that we all know you cannot break. Maybe that pressure bust the pipes. We'll see. It's a fascinating time. Okay, we're not going to quick break. Come back and wrap up hour number 1. Don't you move.
After Further Review.
Man, we had an awesome day Saturday. Eric and I had some friends over with their kiddos. Families got together, had a pool day. It's awesome. Ate a few fajitas, drank a few margaritas, hung out by the pool. Those are some of my favorite days. And it's possible because we have a pool. If you've thought of having a pool, putting in a pool, maybe you have a pool, just old, dated, needs to be renovated, remodeled, you need Duplessis Pools. And you can start online right now at duplessispools.com, duplessispools.com. When you go to the homepage, there's a Pick Your Pool button right there on the homepage. You can get started in this whole process literally right now. I mean, grab your phone, go to your desktop, duplessispools.com, duplessispools.com. Don't do it if you're driving. Be safe. But go to duplessispools.com and just start exploring the site. You can pick out your tiling, your coping, your lights, your water features, all of it. You can finance, pay for it online right now, get in the queue. It's so easy. Make that dream a reality and let Duplessis Pools help. duplessispools.com.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience, or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
If your office is experiencing performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh, we do shutters too.
Launched to left. Jackson, goodbye.
Well, it's the time of the year when you want your stars to show up. And Daniel Jackson, in my opinion, is going to win the Golden Spikes Award. His 31st lone ball of the season.
Georgia. What theater that was against Mississippi State. Game 1, State led 7-0, blew it. Game 2, Georgia led 7-2, blew it, and then needed heroics in the 10th to punch their ticket dome off. You missed today. Alabama beat St. John's. Oklahoma beat Kansas. So 2 more squads headed to Omaha. 5 of the 8 teams in the College World Series are representing the SEC. Pretty stunning. Not necessarily to see the SEC representation that well, but Bama and Oklahoma. I mean, sometimes you get lucky with the draw, and that's what happened with these teams. So 5 of the 8 teams in Omaha representing the Southeastern Conference. And I'll tell you 2 things that are interesting. One, it's a great reminder that even if, look, I get it from an LSU fan perspective, it sucks that LSU's not in there. But do you love LSU baseball or do you love college baseball? Like, if LSU's not in the college football playoff, my guess is you're probably still watching the college football playoff because you love college football. If you really love college baseball, then you'll be watching the College World Series because the College World Series is on and it's great theater. And my goodness, regionals and supers, have they delivered? It has been awesome theater the last 2 weekends, as much as it sucks that LSU's not there. But the longing for it makes you want to get back even more. The other thing, I said there were 2 things. The other thing, you really might want to cheer against Georgia because they currently have 174 home runs on the season, which means they are 14 away from tying a record that many felt was untouchable. LSU's 1997 team, the 188 home runs they hit that year, that was forever thought to be an unbreakable mark. Kind of like Lou Gehrig's Iron Man streak that Cal Ripken broke. But I guess records are made to be broken. Georgia's 14 away from tying LSU, 15 to break that record. And that may seem like, how are they going to hit 15 homers in Omaha? You watch this team? You watch this team play? I mean, they're going to a bigger park. Good pitching, all that sort of stuff. But I may like to see the Dogs go 2-Q, man. Get out of there and keep that record intact. It might be the one thing I'm really pulling for right now for the rest of this College World Series. I mean, in theory, they could end up playing 7 games at the College World Series. 7 games, 2 a game, you tie the mark. I'm a little uncomfortable saying it, man, but it's possible. All right, it's after further review. We are brought to you by South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com. New, certified, pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at southpointvw.com. I was talking to Brad over there, the business manager at South Point today. So I always get a lease, and I renew my lease every 3 years, just get a different vehicle. So my current Cross Sport, it's up on Sunday, on the 14th. So this week I'll be over at South Point picking out a new vehicle. I'm going to get a Cross Sport again. I love it. The 3-row, 7-seater family SUV is the Atlas. The Cross Sport just takes out the third row. So it's been awesome for me. I love it. Style, feel, performance of luxury without the cost. Like I always say, I'm going to upgrade, though, to the SEL. Get that, the souped-up package on this one, which I didn't get on the last one. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to splurge, treat myself to it this time. Anyway, shop them online at southpointvw.com. New and certified pre-owned, southpointvw.com. South Point Volkswagen, what's your direction? All right, y'all, it is after further review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here on this Monday edition of AFR presented by Relief Windows. There's a lot we're going to get to in the next hour, including Kaden Ellis meeting with reporters discussing his decision to return to the Saints. But when we come back, LSU has landed 4 commitments in the last 24 hours, and the strategy is very apparent.
After further review,
Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. We love telling you about our friends at Our Lady of the Lake, part of the FMOL health system, which is more than 20,000 strong, as a $5 billion health system with nationally recognized quality and not one but 2 exceptional workplace awards from Gallup. FMOL Health has built something people trust and continues to grow to meet the needs of the communities they serve. As we mentioned, when LSU needed a championship health partner to care for its student athletes, they chose Our Lady of the Lake. And that tells you everything you need to know, because that same level of care isn't just for athletes. It's for you and your family and for communities across the region. It's bigger than sports. It's about having a health system that you can count on. FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake, and LSU. Together, we roar. Learn more at olrmc.com/LSU. olrmc.com/LSU.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience, or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
People think it's all about game day, but the real work happens in the off season, and we need a healthcare team that works as hard as we do.
At FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake, we take care of LSU football year-round.
We trust the Lake.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith. If you've been injured on the job, you'll likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim, which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
Ever wonder why cane sauce doesn't come?
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Nick DeLuca. Game 3 of the NBA Finals tonight. Knicks and Spurs. New York up 2-0 and heading home to the Garden. Knicks forward OG Anunoby excited about the environment.
I want to know what you're looking forward to most returning to the Garden for Game 3.
Oh, just the fans, I know it's going to be crazy. They're always behind us, always rowdy and excited, and I know it's just going to be really cool.
Tip just after 8:30 Eastern with coverage beginning at 7:30 Eastern right here on ESPN Radio. Elsewhere, Texas Tech star Brendan Sorsby granted a temporary injunction against the NCAA, preventing a punishment for violating gambling rules, clearing the way for Sorsby to play in 2026. In the NFL, the Chiefs are signing free agent corner L'Jarius Sneed. Two sides reunite after Sneed spent the last 2 seasons with the Titans, limited to just 12 games over 2 seasons because of injury. Won 2 Super Bowls in Kansas City, originally a 4th-round pick by the team back in 2020.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Tuesday, friend of the show, Adam Schefter joins us at 8 a.m. Eastern to look ahead to mandatory mini camps throughout the league. It's on Sportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
That's right. Woo!
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Relief Windows. I'm Matt.
Hey, Will. Hey, bud.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Ross Dellenger will be here in about an hour and 15 minutes from right now. He's been getting a lot of the reaction nationally to the Brendan Sorsby case. Cade Cooper, LSU wide receiver commit, will be here in hour 3 as well. We'll look forward to that conversation, as Cooper is one of the 4 commits that LSU's gotten here in the last 24 hours, which is kind of where I want to pick up. In hour 1, we talked about the 4 commitments LSU landed. KJ Green, Brennan Lacey, Marquez Davis, Cade Cooper, 4 commits for LSU coming off this official visit weekend as LSU's doubled its class from 4 commits to 8. But more so than just talking about the players and how they fit, I think this is a very clear illustration of how Lane Kiffin and Billy Glasscock are building this roster. Now, I've referenced this often, but I want to use this soundbite now to illustrate this further, given what we've seen over the past 2 days, okay? So, during spring football, just a few months ago, Lane Kiffin, during one of his press conferences, the question he was asked was actually about the tight ends, which is weird, but it's just an illustration that he's going to say and get whatever message he wants out there. And he was asked about the tight ends because they have a lot of different tight ends, like stylistically. You've got Tradez, then you brought in Zach Grace via the portal, and you got J.D. LaFleur hanging around. You understand. Anyway. But what Lane ended up doing was using that as an opportunity to talk about how their staff evaluates roster talent and what they prioritize in this era. Give a listen, then I'm going to come on the backside of this soundbite and explain how it fits in with these 4 commitments they got.
I challenge our guys to make sure we evaluate who they are really, really well. Who is the player as they're coming out of high school? What is their mindset? How competitive are they? Because what's going to happen is most likely it's not going to go like they want in the first year. And then get into your analytics of, okay, well, if they're going to, or you're going to pay them, and then they're going to leave after year one, then what did you really get out of them from a business sense versus the money going somewhere else? So I really try to find that in tight ends, but in all of our players, who really are they in nowadays setup that it is, so that they are competitive enough that this is the place they want to be at, and are they going to stay through some adversity, which is what they need to play through too as a good player. So obviously character was always part of the evaluation, but I've moved it a lot higher now because of the ability to leave, where before you got the 17-year-old, well, he was really stuck with you for 4 years. So he had to eventually buy Henry, which just was never going to play. Now they really don't have to. They just go somewhere else.
Okay. In that soundbite, Lane Kiffin is saying, we are evaluating character because we're not going to pay someone to come here, sit for a year, and then leave. So really, there's two scenarios that Lane Kiffin, Billy Glasscock, their staff look at when they're recruiting high school now. One, it's easy. It's the elite level guy that is plug and play and is going to be immediate impact. You will pay Lamar Brown because he is the number one player in the country, and you are expecting Lamar Brown to step on the field game one against Clemson and give you snaps. You will pay Easton Royal because you expect Easton Royal, if he flips from Texas, he is going to step on the field day one and be an impact receiver in this offense. You will not pay Joshua Dobson, not because you don't value corners, but because in 2027, DJ Pickett is going to be back. P.J. Woodland could be back. Haven Finney, Aiden Anding, Jakeem Jackson could be back. Your entire cornerback room could be back. So there's not an obvious path to the field in year one. So why pay him? Invest those resources elsewhere. And then if there are players you're not going to pay, what's their character? How competitive are they? Because things probably aren't going to go their way year one. Are they willing to stay, develop, get better? And what you saw in these four commitments is a very clear illustration of that. The first commit was KJ Green. 24/7 Sports ranks KJ Green as the number 8 overall prospect in America, regardless of position. He is a 5-star. He is an edge rusher that everybody wanted. You lost Jaden Bryant. 4 days later, you get KJ Green. You're paying him. And I was able to confirm today via people close to the program that LSU is paying high school NIL only to the top guys in this class. All the commitments are not getting high school NIL money. Ahmad Hudson is. KJ Green is. Nobody else is. So it's obvious. You're going to pay KJ Green because even when you look at the edge position for next year, Prince Will Umanmielen is going to be gone. Jordan Ross could come back for his senior year, but everybody else, Damian Shanklin, Dylan Carpenter, Lamar Brown, Trenton Henderson, Gabe Relaford coming off of injury, Kalaj Cobbins, they're all back. The one guy you know for sure is not back, one that you know for certain is not going to be back, is Prince Will Umanmielen because he's out of eligibility. Everybody else could be back, but while you probably lose somebody in the portal, you're going to use a rotation at defensive end. So you can pay a guy, even if he's not a starter, if he's going to give you impactful snaps like you're going to do this year with Lamar Brown. So then look at the other three prospects. Brennan Lacey, Marquez Davis, Cade Cooper. Brennan Lacey's a running back from Frisco, Texas. He is not a very highly ranked prospect. When you look at Lacey, 6'1", 187, his ranking, according to the Rivals industry, you're talking about a guy that is a low 3-star prospect. He's number 908 nationally. That don't look like Leonard Fournette or Darius Geis or Clyde Edwards-Helaire or any of the top running backs that LSU's brought through over the years. These premium elite level running backs. Why? Well, Harlan Berry's one of those, and guess what Harlan Berry's going to be playing in 2027? At LSU as a junior. So guess who you're paying? Harlan Berry. By the way, Harlan Berry, Caden Durham, Dylan Jones, Stacey Gage, Racine Guillory, every running back that the 4 you signed in the portal and the 2 you brought back all have eligibility in 2027. So now, I'm not saying they're all definitely going to return. Some could hit the portal. But Harlan Berry's going to be back for a 3rd year in his junior season. And you're paying Harlan Berry this year upper 6 figures, high 6 figures. So why would you go invest in a freshman running back that's going to sit? You wouldn't. So you go bring in a 3-star guy that Kevin Smith loves. By the way, Lacey told rival Sam Spiegelman, quote, "They see something in me, and Coach Kevin Smith wants to extract that talent out and dominate. He's big on developing, and I believe he can develop me." Again, there's a buzzword. Develop, develop, develop. You see what they're doing. They're going after elite-level guys. They'll be immediate impact guys, and they're going after developmental guys that aren't going to cost them anything and hoping they hit. Marquez Davis, 3-star cornerback, 6'3", 180, 2-sport guy, 1,000 points in basketball, been playing receiver in football. Corey Raymond likes him as a corner. I just told you, all of your scholarship cornerbacks on this year's team in 2026, every single one of them has eligibility to return in 2027. DJ Pickett, Jakeem Jackson, PJ Woodland, Michael Turner, Haven Finney, Aiden Anding, Traylon James, Amari Peterson, Craig Walton, Des Ellis, all of them. They all have eligibility for 2027. That's why you're not going after Josh Dobson, but you'll go sign Marquez Davis, who's a 3-star from Louisiana, who you hope will come, be patient, develop, grow, learn under Corey Raymond, and maybe one day be a really good player. Look at the receiver, Cade Cooper, who committed, the last of this group of 4 that committed. This is another guy who's a low 3-star. Forgive me. Cade Cooper's actually rated as a 4-star. Forgive me. Cade Cooper's rated as a 4-star. And he's got some big-time offers. He's got Auburn and Ohio State and Georgia and Notre Dame, Ole Miss. Like, he's got big offers. Okay? And nationally, he's number 366. If you look at the receiver, he's the 52nd best receiver in the country, Cade Cooper. You got 13 scholarship wide receivers on this year's team. 12 of the 13 have eligibility to return. Remember what Lane Kiffin said during the spring when he was talking about the receivers? Because they went and added 9 portal receivers, but they didn't go add an elite top-level receiver. He told you why.
You know, we try to balance the room more. If you think of it as like, here's your cap number for a room, you know, instead of being really top heavy with 1 and 2 and then not having depth. I think when we've been our best, it's because we've had 4 to 5 to 6 receivers that can all play really well. And so that's what we're striving for here.
4, 5, 6 receivers that can all play well. This isn't rocket science. You can go look at the years Lane Kiffin was at Ole Miss, and it spells out. Last year, they had 6 pass catchers that had over 600 receiving yards. LSU had 1, and Barry and Brown. That was it. Like, he's not going to have Jamar Chase, who's got 1,700 receiving yards. Trey Harris, being a 1,000-yard receiver, is an outlier for Ole Miss under Lane Kiffin. He wants to distribute the ball to 4 to 6 guys that can all be impactful pass catchers. Throw the tight end in that mix as well. So go get a dozen receivers. Hope of those dozen, 4 to 6 emerge. Well, if you can get Easton Royal, who will be an immediate impact game breaker, you'll spend on Easton Royal. But by and large, what you want to do is stockpile that room with talent, with different sizes, skill sets, speed, strength, height, reach, all catch rates, all that stuff, and hope throughout the course of the season 4 to 6 of them emerge. So that's what you're seeing here. Cade Cooper's a guy that probably isn't going to be an impact guy day one on LSU's campus. But he's a guy, when you look at the receivers that they have committed in this class, you've got 3 dudes that have 3 very different sizes and skill sets among the committed receivers for LSU. Braylon Calais is 6'1", 200 pounds. Amari Stevens is 5'10", 165. Cooper's 6'2", 190. So you've got 3 very different receivers, but all guys that are likely coming to campus to sit watch, learn, grow, develop, and when it's their time, boom, they'll be ready to emerge. So Lane Kiffin has told you how he and Billy Glasscock are building this roster. They're either going to spend on elite-level high school talent that'll play immediately, or they're going to go after developmental guys. What you're not going to see is the high four-star in a crowded position group that they're going to pay to get here, sit, and then have them leave. You're not going to see Lance Hurd ever again, where they go pay a five-star, sits for a year at left tackle, then goes and plays 2 years at Tennessee, now is at Kentucky. LSU would rather be Kentucky in that scenario, where the guy's been in college for 3 years, been seasoned by someone else, and now you get him at his best, Jordan Seaton. I'm not saying you can afford to do that with every position across the board, but that's why you have positional value. What positions are you willing to spend the most amount of money, and where are you going to get that player? Is it DJ Pickett from the high school ranks? Is it Jordan Seaton from the transfer portal or Sam Levitt? That's what they're balancing. But what's clear is they're not going to spend on high school players. They're going to come here and sit as freshmen. If they're going to spend on you out of high school, you got to play immediately. And you're seeing that throughout this evaluation and through the class they're building. All right, it's After Further Review. We're glad you're with us. But I got a quick break. Come back. Speaking of, man, what a day with all the Sorsby stuff. But this was also a day where Greg Sankey, if you missed it over the weekend, was asked about the possibility that the Super League, right, the SEC and the Big Ten merging into a Super League, and he basically debunked that possibility. We also got an update on the 5-to-play-5 rule thing. We'll get to that as we continue. Stay with us. It's AFR.
AFR.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. You've been injured in an accident. It's not your fault. You know what to do. Do what injured people in our state have done for 3 decades. Go to getgordon.com, getgordon.com, get Gordon, and get it done. And remember, Gordon constantly gives back to the communities he serves. One of the awesome things that Gordon's done here in the last year or so is he's opened The Garage. If you're not familiar, The Garage is the podcast studio that Gordon's opened at his office on I-10. Of course, there's the main office on I-10 at College you see from the interstate. If you look directly across the interstate, like next to the Crown Plaza, that Gordon office right there, the quite literal garage of that facility, they converted into a podcast studio. And Gordon offers that to anybody who wants to use it for free. You call over there to the garage and you schedule a time and they'll shoot and edit and publish your podcast for you. So fully video equipped studio. We did AFR there a few months ago. Looking forward to getting back as well. Just another way Gordon gives back to the communities he serves. GetGordon.com, getgordon.com. Get Gordon, get it done.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Simone ate the best gumbo of her life, rolled some dice, and enjoyed a relaxing massage. She did not, however, find time to lay by the pool. Well, Simone, there's always next time. Lake Charles, there's a lot to pack in.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates. We take great pride in educating our clients about their rights. Whether you're injured at work or while you drive, call our office at 272-5555. Knowledge is power, and you should know your rights after an injury.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan & Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience. We only settle when it's right for you. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy.
If you're looking for work, look no further than River Parish Contractors. So many reasons to go to work with my friends at River Parish Contractors. Look, first and foremost, overtime. If you want to work overtime, you can work as much overtime as you possibly want at River Parish Contractors. They got it. You can have it. You want to work day shifts or night shifts? You can do that. You want to work night shift when it's cooler? Great. River Parish Contractors. All of PTO, great benefits. All of the work is local as well. So one of the things they love to say at River Parish Contractors is you will be at home with your family every night for dinner. You want to go watch your kids' ball games? You can do that when you work at River Parish Contractors. From Chalmette to Baton Rouge, of course, the shop is right there in Reserve. You can always learn more at rpcontractors.com, rpcontractors.com. Check out the careers page right now at River Parish Contractors, online at rpcontractors.com.
After further review, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana.
College football is filled with upsets. The fact that a Lubbock judge ruled that way, I would not call an upset. I think you can find a judge to create an injunction for or against anything in the world. And it didn't surprise me. Gambling is a pretty serious thing. It should be taken really seriously by anybody who's in charge. As you said, the problem is no one is in charge of college football. So maybe there's other chapters to happen. I mean, I never take pleasure in seeing a dude make a big mistake and then have it cost him his career. But there are consequences for these things. And, you know, I would expect at this point, I guess he'll be on the field, but there may be another chapter to happen.
Part of growing up. That's Chris Fowler on the Rich Eisen show here on Monday. The ruling that really has shaken the foundation of college sports, and I don't use that lightly at all. A judge in Texas has granted Brendan Sorsby an injunction, making him eligible for 2026. We had sports law professor Gabe Feldman with us last hour. Even he, by his own admission, thought there was very little chance that Sorsby would be granted this injunction. Yet here we are. I mean, I'm not saying anything here today that, I'm not saying anything today that I think any of you would say differently or disagree with. I don't think I'm giving you any hot take or unique point of view. I think we all agree. It's like the one thing you can't do is bet on sports. I mean, we had this conversation for decades about Pete Rose. There's the Black Sox scandal. I mean, you can't do it. I mean, we just saw this go down a couple of years ago with Kayshon Boutte. Like, not only that, but Brendan Sorsby was also sports betting underage. So, Gabe Feldman did a really good job on the show explaining how they got the injunction, and it was effectively, they leaned into his sickness as his addiction to sports betting and how the NCAA should help. So I'm paraphrasing here, but you can check out that interview. Let's make sure that's posted, by the way, like the Feldman interview. That was really, really good. Some clips of that too. So, and he also explained why. The NCAA can't force Texas Tech to forfeit any of the games. That effectively is part and parcel with the legal ruling, is that you can't then become punitive on the back end. So, which is something a lot of people have asked. It was certainly my consideration, which is, all right, well, you've ruled him ineligible. A court granted him an injunction. What's to stop the NCAA from saying, all right, any game he plays in for Texas Tech, they forfeit? And he basically said, no, you can't do that. It's part of the ruling is that you can't be punitive on the back end of it. So, but the thing I'm most interested in talking to Ross Dellenger about with in hour number 3, Ross will be here in a little less than an hour, right at 50 minutes he'll be here. The reaction today to the Sorsby news has been visceral. I mean, just go to Twitter and not look. I mean, Twitter isn't exactly the most real representation of the opinions of the world. It's not a great reflection of reality. It's normally a playground, but go look, and a very negative one at that, but go look at what the reaction has been today from not just fans. Look at decision makers and athletes and people with large voices and platforms. And Ross Dellenger, in his Yahoo piece today, quoted a Big 12 athletic director who said, quote, "It's total effing BS," although he said it. I mean, just scroll and look at all the reaction to this, which has been kind of incredible to see the sort of unanimity from all of the pieces around college sports and the people around college sports that so vehemently disagree with this ruling. And the fact that, as some are reporting here, you could have Big 12 schools choose not to play Texas Tech. This was a report from On3. Forgive me. This was a report from Dellenger that a Big 12 athletic director said they've had conversations considering not playing Texas. I'll read it to you. This is the tweet from Dellenger earlier today. Big 12 ADs tell Yahoo Sports they've had serious talks on not playing Texas Tech. One SEC AD said there should be conversations about not playing Tech, quote, in any sports. That was the quote, "It's total effing BS." I mean, you want to force someone's hand? That's a way to do it. Say, we're not playing you. Now, I don't know if they'll ever get to that point. I don't know if you can legally do that as part of your agreements within the conference. You play the schedule that's in front of you. You got to go play. But my goodness, strength in numbers. And if there's ever something that could cause a mutiny of sorts, let a player who bet on games for which he played or was on that team. That's probably the one. All right. It's after further review. You can email us, tweet us, text us, 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Lots of ways that you can get involved in the show if you want to. I pointed out earlier today, I said it on the show, I put it on Twitter earlier, that my point of view has been the university presidents are the ones that really have the power to affect change here. Because there's truthfully one person, who could say, no, you're not playing. And it's the president of Texas Tech University. Because ultimately, there is still a president that runs that school that could say, you were deemed ineligible by the NCAA. We're following NCAA rules. That's great that you got an injunction that would allow you to play. You are still a student at this university, and we're not allowing you to play. Now, you can laugh and guffaw at that all you want, and you're probably not wrong, because I think there's an ice cube chance in hell that would ever happen. But that's the group of people that could actually do this. I just don't think we're ever going to see it. But maybe this is the thing. Like, maybe this is the one. Like, maybe this is the ton of bricks that breaks the camel's back. Because you're talking about, not, like, there are subjective parts of these conversations and these injunctions, right? Look at the Diego Pavia situation. There is a degree of subjectivity there. I mean, yes, you have 5 to play 4. Well, he was playing JUCO. He wasn't playing NCAA football. How's that different than Matt Mauck going to play baseball and then coming back to play college football? Is it? I don't know. Like, it's open to interpretation. Same with Trinidad Chambliss. He didn't get his medical waiver. Well, is there a scenario where maybe he should have gotten the medical waiver? I mean, I think that's totally bogus. I mean, it's very clear. He's trying to get paid, and I don't blame him for trying to get paid. I also think it's bogus. Like, he didn't meet the qualifications for a medical waiver. His career should be over. But a sympathetic judge who's crying in court reading the ruling ultimately let the Ole Miss kid go play another year for Ole Miss because he's a 25-year-old and is going to give him a really good chance to win games. But this is one there is no subjectivity. It's black and white. You bet on sports, you're ineligible. He's ineligible, period. And I think everyone unanimously can rally around this one. Be so fascinated to see where this goes. Because what typically happens, y'all, It's how the news cycle works, right? Everybody gets all worked up over something. You wait a day, 2 days. Like, remember a few weeks ago when all anybody was talking about was Diana Rossini and the Vrabel? And nothing happened. They laid low, didn't say anything. The story didn't advance. And everybody's moved on. This is one, though, where I don't know how you move on from this one because Sorsby's going to be there. Like, he's going to be going through practice, and then he's going to be playing games, and the storyline's never going to end. So I'm really curious to see, man, if the collective powers that be in the Big 12, all these schools can get together and be like, this is ridiculous. Maybe we're at this point because none of them thought this would actually ever come to pass, where he would be granted the injunction. Yet here we are. All right, it's after further review. Hey, we're brought to you by Supper Club. They're closed today. Remember, Supper Club's closed Sunday, Monday. They'll be back open on Tuesday, serving up your favorites, man. And everything is thoughtful. Like, just from the fact that when you walk in, like, they don't have white tablecloths because they want you to have an amazing dining experience, but they don't want you to feel awkward, like with 7 different types of butter or something like that. When you sit down, they don't bring out like 8 types of bread with 7 types of butter. They bring out French fries. Grab them with your hands and get ready for the best dining experience of your life. Even like the Brussels sprouts are incredible. They're roasted, flash fried, tossed in Steen's cane syrup and Creole mustard glaze and topped with salted pecans. I'm telling you, like, I crave the Brussels sprouts at Supper Club. It doesn't matter what you order. Everything you order is going to be the best thing of that thing you ever had. It's Supper Club. Whatever you're celebrating or just because, get by Supper Club. Get your reservations at supperclubbtr.com, supperclubbtr.com, supperclubbtr.com. All right, y'all, it's after further review. Glad you're hanging out with us here. I intended to talk about play the Sankey thing real quick. That's what I was supposed to do in this segment anyway. I just got totally derailed. Here was Greg Sankey. He was asked on Feinbaum about the Super League, SEC and Big Ten merging into a Super League.
What seems to be the tipping point in this discussion is this notion, an erroneous notion. I want to be clear about that. And then I shared this with Senator Cruz along with my colleague Tony Petitti. We are not having some conversation about a merger. In fact, Paul, I do not want the SEC network to somehow be confused with the Big Ten network, okay? Just so you and I are clear. I don't think our fans want that. I don't think anybody wants that. I think the debate between the fan bases of the two conferences is outstanding. That's part of the fodder that's there. We have not had a conversation about some kind of merger or Super League.
I believe him that they haven't had a conversation about a merger. I also think it's naive to assume that couldn't potentially happen at some point. All right, it's AFR.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by Glow Resources, G-L-O, glowresources.com, glowresources.com. Complete employer solutions. It's Glow Resources and glowresources.com. Remember, if you're a business owner, an operations manager, an HR manager, a hiring coordinator, a VP of operations, if you're the person in your business responsible for finding the right people, you need Glow Resources. Skilled blue-collar labor, professional placement division for any office job, Glow Resources can help you find the people that you're looking for. Remember, the right people equals productivity. And lacking the right people is lost productivity. When you have the right people in the right positions, your business can thrive. So, stop wasting time with turnover. Get it right the first time and let Glow Resources help. You can check them out online to get started. Go see them at their office in Baton Rouge on Perkins Road. GLO, glowresources.com, glowresources.com.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Box combo for George. I see you, Luis. Food's on the way.
Please don't. Hey, you know you can use your hands, right?
Got those box combos for you. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
The experts at Hood Dental Care want you smiling bigger and healthier than ever. New patients can get a healthy gums cleaning for just $89, plus a free exam and full mouth x-rays. A $376 value. With over 3,000 five-star Google reviews, 5 local locations, and easy online scheduling with same-day care. Hood Dental makes it simple to get started. And we always have other great giveaways for new patients. Check out hooddentalcare.com and schedule your appointment today.
Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades, but our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan. If you get injured, you could be staring at medical bills, repair costs, and lost income. Life can be turned upside down. At Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we'll work to turn your world right side up. Hire us, and like thousands of our clients, you'll be glad you did.
If your office is experiencing performance issues, like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
After further review. After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh, we do shutters too.
Saints are back on the practice field. A little OTA action this week as that continues. Kaden Ellis is back in New Orleans. And he met with reporters upon his return, which is it's an interesting decision. Listen, if you listen to the show, you know how I feel about it. I'm devastated that Mario Davis left. I think it's a terrible decision by New Orleans not to offer him the 2-year contract with the guarantees he wanted. I don't care that he's 37 years old. He has shown no sign of decline. This feels like, to me, a redo of the Darren Sproles decision. And Sean Payton's perspective always was you'd rather get rid of a player a year too soon than a year too late. You can understand that, but Darren Sproles went on to continue his outstanding career in Philadelphia, and the Saints really missed that presence offensively. I look at the decision they made to not retain DeMario Davis in a similar light. I don't care what his age is. He takes exceptional care of his body. He has been durable, and my goodness, he had the 2 most productive years of his career the last 2 seasons. There's no sign of decline. He's actually improving, which is incredible to think. But the Saints made the decision they did, and in so doing, brought Kaden Ellis back to New Orleans. He got a player that's almost a decade younger than DeMario Davis. And Kaden Ellis talked about that role, having to replace DeMario Davis.
It'd be very daunting. He's a special player, special man, special leader. That's not what it is. I'm coming here to be Kaden Ellis and be me. I've got great people around me, great teammates, great coaches, and the leadership will be dispersed throughout the team because DeMario's got a special voice, and that's not what I'm here for.
Yeah, you are. Like, that's quite literally why you're there. They let DeMario Davis walk, and they signed you to come back and be the starting Mike linebacker. Like, that's literally why you're here. So, I'm not saying you got to wear 56 and wear the Man of God headband. If you did, I'd actually hate you forever. If you did that, it'd be blasphemous. But that's literally why you're there. And when you're talking about a guy in DeMario Davis who is a 150 tackle a year guy, and Kaden Ellis throughout his career has not been that. As a matter of fact, the best career, the best season he's had defensively is 66 tackles. Forgive me, that was assisted tackles. He's had one season with 150 tackles. When he first actually got on the field in New Orleans, these are his tackle by year statistics. 5, 17, 78 in his final year in New Orleans. He goes to Atlanta, 122, 151, 107. So he's become a 100 tackle guy, but still not. And he's played every game, by the way. Played every game his 3 years in Atlanta. So the durability is there. That's for sure. And he's been a 100 tackle guy, but not to the degree DeMario Davis has been. But you are talking about a guy who is 30 years old, where DeMario is 37. So you're talking about a guy who's about 7 years younger, not quite as productive, but you're hoping he continues to develop into his 30s, kind of like you're with David Edwards as well, just to be clear. Ellis also talked about adapting to Brandon Staley's defense.
We're going. It's really awesome getting to spend time with Peter Sermon and Brandon Staley and all these guys to get to hear how they, skin the cat. There's a lot of ways to do it, and the way they do it is a lot of the same thing I've done, and there's a lot of different things that I haven't done before. It's really cool to learn from them, foremost, and they're special minds, and Brandon's got a really special defense here. Everybody's bought in, everybody's dialed, and I'm excited to play my part in it.
I will be it's very clear when you look at the Saints defensively and what they're doing is they're choosing to turn the page from an era of core veterans. Obviously, DeMario's gone, as we just talked about. Cam Jordan still not under contract and very likely is not going to be back in New Orleans. Tyrann Mathieu is gone. You traded Marshawn Lattimore. Even the young defensive backs you've now seen walk with Alontae Taylor and Paulson Adebo a season ago signed with the Giants. You have turned over a new leaf defensively. It is, and it's strange because we've become so accustomed for a decade and a half now plus to these familiar faces and voices and styles with this organization, and they're all gone by and large. So, it's different, and it's taking some adapting and some getting used to. But really, what I want to see is the Saints defense build upon last year. New Orleans was 16th in the NFL last year in total defense, right, in yards allowed. So they were 24th. And so I am hopeful that another year with Brandon Staley, the young players that got playing time last year take a step forward. Maybe you see them go from 24th to top half of the NFL. I'm not saying you got to go top 10, but can you be top half? And you couple that with a maturing offense, with a lot of weapons, a quarterback getting more experience. Maybe that is the blend that gets the Saints to a 10-win season, which could probably win you that division this year if you can get to 10-7. So while we're all really excited about Tyler Shuck and the offense, justifiably so, not only because it's going to be fun to watch what Shuck can do after a 9-game sample over 17, and now you add Jordan Tyson to the mix, you go get Travis Etienne, you seemingly have fortified your offensive line, adding Edwards, you're going to get McCoy back healthy. All the things we've talked about a bunch. But, I think we're excited to see that offense elevate. But we've seen really good offenses in New Orleans complemented by terrible defenses, and the teams not be very good. 2012, they went 7-9. That was the worst defense statistically in the history of the NFL. No defense allowed more yards than that 2012 Saints defense as of that time. So can they play complementary football? Be interesting to see year 1 to year 2 in Brandon Staley's defense, how they might be able to make that step. All right, it's after further review. We're brought to you by Rouse's, official supermarket of the Saints. Man, hope you had a great weekend. Of course, if it's weekdays, weekend, it's always a great day to get by Rouse's. I mentioned we had a pool day with some friends coming over to the house. Man, if you want something to throw on the grill, you want your chips and your dips, you want beers or your RTDs or water, whatever it is, man. You go to Making Groceries, get on by Rouse's. We're coming up on the 4th of July, the 250th anniversary of our country. If you're planning great parties here for the 4th of July and what's coming up, you can always get by Rouse's to make sure that you get everything stocked that you need. Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com. America 250's right around the bend. Make sure you get ready for it over at Rouse's, the official supermarket of the Saints. Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com. Rouse's. This feels like home. All right, it's after further review, y'all. We got one segment to go here in hour 2. Muse will do Tigers and the Pros when we come back. Ross Dellenger's here in about 15 minutes from right now, reacting to the Brendan Sorsby situation and giving us a lot of the reaction from around college football and what may actually happen moving forward. As there's some saber-rattling today with, apparently, according to Ross, some Big 12 teams choosing or maybe threatening, discussing not playing Texas Tech this year with Brendan Sorsby if he's eligible. So we'll get that from Dellenger here in about 30 minutes. And also next hour, about 45 minutes, Cade Cooper, LSU's new wide receiver commit, Cade Cooper, will be here next hour as well. We're glad you're hanging out. Don't you move. It's AFR.
AFR.
If you're thinking of selling your home, you need to call Darren James. 335-7666, 335-7666, 335-7666, or agent225.com. That's agent225.com. Remember, working with Darren obligates you to nothing. I tell you all the time about Darren and his communication guarantee. If at any point throughout the process you are not thrilled with the level of customer service Darren has provided, boom, fire him. He'll let you out of the contract free and clear. But you know what's amazing? In the more than 2 decades that Darren has been in real estate, not once has anyone ever taken him up on that. And it's not hard to see why when you spend 1 minute talking to Darren. You'll understand. His ability and willingness to go above and beyond for his clients to make sure you get results and have an enjoyable experience selling your home is unmatched. Agent225.com.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
Hi, this is Beth Tarina. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here. We eat out here. We watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
If your office is experiencing performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
As a business owner, you're always focused on how you can improve the bottom line. Well, when was the last time you shopped your insurance coverage? Insurance Network of Louisiana can help. If you're a business owner, let my friends at Insurance Network of Louisiana see if they can find you better coverage for less money. They always offer exceptional customer service and partner with only the best providers. So check them out online today at lainsurance.net.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google, based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Lock Meredith Sean Fagan and Associates, we know this and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh, we do shutters too.
All right, wrapping up hour number 2. As always, brought to you by Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Windows, doors, siding, shutters, and shades. Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Always wrap up hour number 2. Let's do it. Muso as Tigers in the Pros.
Tigers in the Pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now.
All right, so last week we gave you the report that Kayshon Boutte was seeking a trade from the New England Patriots after they've added a couple wide receivers in the offseason, including A.J. Brown. And in doing so, he also was not present for OTAs. OTAs are in the book. Mandatory minicamp gets underway for the Patriots this week, and Boutte told WBZ in Boston that he will attend the team's mandatory minicamp despite rumors around trade interest and whatnot. So, 6th-round pick of New England, really had a nice couple of last seasons, especially in the playoffs there in 2025. He will be at minicamp for the Pats. Gage Jump got start number 3 for the Athletics in Major League Baseball. His second win as well. 6 1/3 shutout ball against the Houston Astros. Walked 3, punched out 3, and only surrendered the 3 hits. Now 2-1 on the year, and the ERA has dropped sub 2.5. Back-to-back wins there for Jump and the A's. Aaron Nola was on the bump Sunday for the Philadelphia Phillies. Bit of a rougher start for him. 4 1/3, 5 earned. Did punch out for it, but ended up with the no decision. The Phillies staged a comeback and ended up getting the win there for Nola. Kevin Gausman was on the bump for the Toronto Blue Jays on Sunday. 5 innings for him. 4 earned. Didn't walk anybody. Punched out 5 in that one. Another no decision. That's 2 in a row now there for Kevin Gausman. But he continues what has been a very, very good season. A .500 record and an ERA at 3.6. Tough go of it for Jaden Hill for the Rockies on Sunday. This is disappointing because he had just been cruising through the 2026 season to this point. Got tagged with the loss in relief and a blown save. Just a third of an inning. 4 hits, 5 earned, and 2 walks. Did not punch out anybody. Also surrendered a home run. The ERA ballooned from about 3 to 5.24, so he'll look for a solid bounce back here in his next outing. Then Alex Bregman and the slumping Cubbies, they fell in extras. Bregman wore the collar. 0 for 5 on Sunday. 1 strikeout, so at least he put the ball in play a little bit. But the average that was creeping up about 270 is now down 243. It's been a rough go of it for Bregman and of course, the Cubs as a whole. That's Tigers and Pros.
Presented by the Williamson Eye Center, 924-2020 or WilliamsonEye.com. And I was watching, buddy Michael Hackett does a podcast called Alligator Shoes. If you haven't caught it, you can check it out on YouTube or podcast. And I was fortunate enough to be a guest on it not long ago. And he interviewed Dr. Blake Williamson on the podcast a while back. So I was watching a few, catching up over the weekend. But it was fascinating to listen to Dr. Blake talk about his whole history, a lot of which I didn't know, from his undergraduate degree to going to school in New York and then at Johns Hopkins and spending time internationally in London. And it's just, you can tell how he's been molded to bring all of these incredible, world-class, state-of-the-art, first-of-their-kind procedures to Baton Rouge. And it was a reminder of that. You wouldn't necessarily think, right, wrong, or indifferent, of Baton Rouge as a trendsetter, a place where great technologies start. But when you have people like Dr. Blake, who's born here, loves it here, wants to raise his family here, left, went away, got education, chose to come back here, he's bringing all these amazing things here. So I say it often. If you ever thought of ditching the contacts and glasses forever, there is a refractive procedure, no matter your age or your refractive issue. And Dr. Blake Williamson is just the best. So schedule that consultation and start that journey today. 924-2020, 924-2020, 924-2020, or williamsoni.com. I'm getting a lot of messages. We're talking about Sorsby. I'm getting a lot of messages from people saying, like, why didn't the NCAA just have Texas Tech forfeit games he plays it? Please, would you please get that cut for me? So we had in hour one, Gabe Feldman, sports law professor at Tulane, on the show, and I asked him that question point blank, and he gave an answer, and you do have it? Oh, okay. So we'll probably have to do is after the top of the hour, we'll come back and play it for you, but we'll continue to give you a lot of the reaction from around the sports world today about the Brendan Sorsby situation. I think the fact that this has been a transcendent topic and not something that's only being discussed in college sports circles speaks to the nature of this, because it's not the first time a player's gotten an injunction to play. I mean, this has actually become fairly common, but this one has been the lightning rod because of the nature of the transgression. Betting on sports, which is something that we all know is the quintessential no-no, yet here it is. So we'll knock out a quick break, come back after the top of the hour. We'll talk about how this affects the on-field product in college football, what a lot of the reaction has been. We'll get to all of that as we continue. Ross Dellenger in about 20 minutes. Don't you move. Hour 3 is next.
AFR.
We're brought to you by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, lmfj.com, lmfj.com. Man, you know, the summertime is here. It's when a lot of people get by their those sandy beaches for their vacation. A lot of people like to pop down on bended knee to pop the question while they're at the beach. If that's you and you're thinking of popping the question and you need to get the ring, make sure you go to Lee Michaels. There's a lot of different reasons to go to Lee Michaels. Of course, you're always going to get a beautiful, natural diamond. Okay, you're never going to get a lab-made or man-made diamond. Okay, this isn't a science experiment. What are you really getting? Oh, look how big it is. What are you really getting? At Lee Michaels, you know you're getting a beautiful mined diamond that's inspected. Every diamond's inspected by a family member before it goes in the case. True expression of your love that'll say I love you for generations to come. Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry.
Box combo for George. I see you, Luis. Food's on the way.
Please don't. Hey, you know you can use your hands, right?
Got those box combos for you. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
Who bears the standard? Who sets the bar? It's not those satisfied by low-hanging fruit or by taking it easy. Now the standard is set by the best of us, by those who work hard. Dig deeper. Give more. At Sunshine, we're proud to provide John Deere products that work hard for you, the standard bearers. Find the dealer nearest you at sunequip.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Nick DeLuca. Game 3 of the NBA Finals coming tonight. The Knicks and the Spurs. New York up 2-0 in the series and heading home to the Garden. NBA Finals returning to New York for the first time since 1999. Tip just after 8:30 Eastern. Coverage starting at 7:30 Eastern right here on ESPN Radio. Elsewhere in college football, Texas Tech star quarterback Brendan Sorsby granted a temporary injunction against the NCAA, preventing a punishment for violating gambling rules, clearing the way for Sorsby to play in 2026. In the NFL, the Chiefs are signing free agent corner L'Jarius Sneed. The two sides reunite after Sneed spent the last 2 seasons with the Titans, limited to only 12 games over the last 2 years because of injury. Won a pair of Super Bowls in Kansas City. Cardinals quarterback Jacoby Brissett will report to Arizona's mandatory minicamp this week after holding out for all of the team's offseason program, awaiting a reworked contract.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's rock!
Hour 3. Off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Relief Windows. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
And Mr. Toby Tom Play. All right, we're glad you are as well. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. The news around college football really is taking over all the headlines today. Is Brendan Sorsby. He's been granted his injunction. By now you probably know that, so he's eligible. But that has not stopped reaction from coming around college football today. Maybe the most surprising to date is just minutes ago, Big 12 Commissioner Brett Yormark released a statement. It's all over social media. It's on the, if you want to go see it, you can. I'll read it. It's a brief statement. I'll read it for you. But I think the reason that this is really impactful is, remember, this is the Big 12 Commissioner. Texas Tech plays in the Big 12. They are now favored to win the Big 12 and have the best odds of anyone in the Big 12 to win the national championship. So it greatly behooves the Big 12 to have Brendan Sorsby play. It gives their best team the best shot of making a run to the playoff. Yet here's Brett Yormark, quote, "The ramifications of today's ruling are significant and could have broad impacts across college athletics, creating great concern amongst our membership. I've been consulting with our key stakeholders and have scheduled meetings with our conference ADs and executive board this week. We are also in touch with Charlie Baker and anticipate the NCAA to appeal the order in the next 24 to 48 hours. We will continue to monitor and evaluate the situation." Let me remind you, that's the Big 12 Commissioner whose league stands to benefit from Brendan Sorsby playing. That don't sound like someone who's fired up about Brendan Sorsby being eligible. You know what that statement would read? If Brett Yormark were fired up that Sorsby got the injunction, it would read something like this. We are pleased with the outcome of today's hearing in Texas State Court. Brendan Sorsby has fought valiantly to overcome his addiction, and we look forward to him leading Texas Tech on the field in Lubbock this fall. That's what it would sound like if he were fired up that Sorsby got the injunction. That don't sound like a dude that's fired up. That sounds like a dude that realizes, But I'll go back to the point I've been making. You can blame Brendan Sorsby, and of course I do. He broke a rule, and put on your big boy pants, kid. You broke a rule, there's consequences, you're ineligible. I also look and go, dude's trying to put about $5 million in his pocket. Don't blame him. He goes in the NFL supplemental draft, he ain't getting $5 million. Not for this season. So I understand the financial ramifications for Sorsby, why he's trying to play. I understand for Texas Tech why they want Sorsby to play, gives them the best chance to win. But if you're actually concerned with the, quote, ramifications of today's ruling are significant and could have broad impacts across college athletics, creating great concern amongst our membership, well, then the adults in the room could step up and say, yeah, kid, you're not playing. I've gotten some pushback on this today. I was reading some texts on my text line during the break. And, well, there's one guy. Hang on. He said, trying to find it. He was effectively saying, here it is, John. It's worth noting, no university president has the power to overturn a court order. Hey, John, I'm not advocating a university president overturning a court order. My point is, you can't play on the football team if you're not enrolled in the school. And the university president can tell that football player, you broke a rule, you're ineligible to play under NCAA rules, so you can get that court order, but you're not welcome to play on our football team. You can go play somewhere else, just you're not going to play on our team. The injunction doesn't say he has to play at Texas Tech. It just says the NCAA can't rule him ineligible. Well, there still has to be a school willing to let him play. What are you going to do next? So a court forces him to dress. Now the coach has to play him? Go to court? We mandate you play at least 74 snaps a game. What are you talking about? Ultimately, it's still a university that has its discretion to determine who's enrolled in school there and who can play on the football team. Joey McGuire can be like, yeah, we're not offering you a scholarship anymore. Of course, they're not going to do that because they want to win, and he gives them the best chance to do that. But again, that speaks to the point that I've been making all along, is the adults in the room are the ones who could actually enforce the rules that that could enact the rules the NCAA is trying to enforce. But they won't do it because they want to win. No different than Ole Miss with Trinidad Chambliss. No different than what LSU is going to try to do with R.J. Lewis. So I ain't pointing the finger anywhere else. There's a lot of people at LSU not happy about me saying that. I really don't give a darn. Right is right and wrong is wrong. There are rules. This isn't Nom Smokey. There are rules. Big Lebowski. Love that movie. Anyway. Yes, there are ways that you can solve this problem without needing congressional intervention. If the adults in the room would, this has been my point all along, man. NIL, rev share, injunctions. If the adults in the room would just start adulting, all of this could be fixed pretty easily. They won't do it. They stand to lose too much. I mean, is that hard? Is it really that hard? If the ends, you elect to be a member of the NCAA. And in so doing, you elect, agree to abide by their rules and their enforcement. And what's happening now is player doesn't like the ruling, goes to court, gets an injunction. My point is, before the player goes to court to get the injunction, if the adults at the university would just say, sorry, NCAA said you're ineligible. We are dues-paying members of the NCAA. You're ineligible. Then it's over. But they will do it. They stand to lose too much by not having Sorsby play or Chambliss play at Ole Miss or R.J. Lewis, which I'm sure they're going to do at LSU. And I'm going to have to sit here and crush LSU and Will Wade and the whole thing for that. I had no problem with them playing international players because it's within the rules. You don't like that? You want to change the rule? Fine, change the rule. And there won't be international pros in basketball. Okay, but for now you can. Go get them all. I don't care. Everybody else does it. You don't like it, change the rule. The problem is when you have rules that the NCAA is trying to enforce and the adults are turning a blind eye to it. Y'all can fix it. Oh, we need Congress. No, you don't. You need to be an adult. All right, it's a busy day for Ross Dellenger, no doubt. He's going to join us next when we come back. It's after further review. We're brought to you by Parish Construction and Roofing, parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. Do business with someone you know, Parish Construction and Roofing. That's me and Terrio and Tilly and Joe and our whole staff and crew. Man, we'd love to help you out. By the way, big shout out to Michaela Williams and Mylasia Fulwiley. We did an NIL deal with those two LSU Tigers earlier this year. And they were both members of the FIBA 3-on-3 gold medal team representing the USA. If you missed it, Michaela actually hit the game-winning shot in the gold medal game. So they took home a FIBA gold medal representing the United States of America. We're thrilled to have them partnered with us over at Parish Construction and Roofing. Do business with someone you know. Parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. All right, quick break. Ross Dellenger next. Stay here.
After further review.
I love telling you about the Renaissance and the Watermark because I love going to both those properties. It doesn't matter if maybe you're looking for a little staycation this summer. Renaissance right there on Bluebonnet is a gorgeous property. You got Tallulah inside the Renaissance Hotel, which is a great casual upscale dining experience. Chef Reed just redid the menu. So many awesome options there. That indoor-outdoor flow from the restaurant bar area at Tallulah to the terrace outside, which, man, you're sitting just on the other side of Bluebonnet, but because of the way they have the big brick wall and the fountain with the fire in it all, like, you don't feel like you're sitting on Bluebonnet. You feel like you've escaped into this beautiful, serene space. Anyway, it's an awesome spot. You got family coming in for whatever this summer, or maybe you're starting to plan weekends for home football games, or you got an event coming up in 26, or you're planning ahead to 27. Renaissance Baton Rouge would love to host you. Right there on Bluebonnet near I-10. Check them out today. It's Renaissance Baton Rouge.
At Parish, we take pride in building roofs that last. Because in Louisiana, toughness isn't just on the court, it's in your home too.
Parish Construction and Roofing. ParishBuilt.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
I've been in banking for over 35 years. I usually start about 7:30 in the morning, and I usually leave somewhere around 5, or if customers need me to meet them at their house or their business places, I don't mind going after hours. I have done churches, subdivisions, retail centers, hospitals, and nursing homes. And that's why we chose to live in this community, because of the values First American Bank has, that I can serve my community and my customers.
I'm lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Among the most important factors to consider when you're hiring an injury attorney is trust. You trust your attorney will put your interest first, treat you with respect, fairness, and honesty. You trust them to be there for you when you need them. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, thousands of clients have trusted us to represent them, and for good reasons. Please visit us at LockeMeredith.com to learn more, and whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. Look, back pain can sideline you from the things you love. That's why I trust Dr. Kevin McCarthy and the team at the Spine Center of Louisiana. Dr. McCarthy doesn't just treat symptoms. He gets to the root of the problem. From advanced injection therapy to minimally invasive surgery, they've got the expertise to get you back in the game. With 5 locations across Louisiana, including right here in Baton Rouge, quality care is close to home. Call the Spine Center of Louisiana or visit spinecenterla.com.
As a business owner, you're always focused on how you.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh, we do shutters too.
The NCAA, that's 4 letters. That's nothing more. That's not an enforcement body. That's not a governing body. It used to be, and truthfully, I don't ever know that it had the teeth we thought it did. It was just, it barked really loud for a long time. And so schools were scared and got in line and they were complicit. And how foolish do you feel today, by the way, if at any point in your recent history, as a player or a coach or an institution, you self-reported violations, or you admitted to violations, or you just accepted NCAA sanctions? How foolish must you feel?
As Josh Pate, I would actually ask how much integrity do you lack if you didn't? Kind of like Texas Tech today. Ross Dellenger is with us. He's at Ross Dellenger, Yahoo. He's been all over this story. How are you today?
Busy.
Yeah.
Busy. Been a busy Monday, no more quiet summer off-season weeks in college sports these days.
What did you make of Brett Yormark's statement?
I guess kind of expected. He outlined that the concerns that league members have over this issue, and they'll be talking, I think, this week, conference of Big 12 ADs and presidents about possible further action on Texas Tech, because as we know, the ruling covered just the NCAA rule, and the NCAA enjoining or prohibiting the NCAA from carrying out its rule to penalize Brendan Sorsby. But it didn't necessarily do that with the Big 12. So on the conference level, the Big 12 could conceivably take action. And certainly you already have Big 12 ADs coming out to us publicly saying that they've at least talked about not playing Texas Tech. It's hard to believe that they'll actually do that. But they have discussed it, at least in the past.
Okay, wait. Are you saying that the Big 12 could effectively rule Brendan Sorsby ineligible?
Big 12 could more so rule Texas Tech as a program would be ineligible in a variety of ways. So probably not as much not eligible for, like, for instance, Matt, I guess a good example. The league presidents could, if they usually conference bylaws have sort of a line in there, and I think the Big 12 does, where a league's board of presidents and chancellors can penalize members for, quote, conduct detrimental to the conference. And that could mean anything. It could mean, hey, Texas Tech, you can't play in the conference championship game. Or, hey, Texas Tech, you have to forfeit a couple of Big 12 conference games or something. They could do a lot of variety of things.
What's been the reaction, by and large, today from people in and around college football you've spoken with?
Outrage. Outrage is the main word I would use. There's a lot of anger and frustration. I think when everybody sort of got over the shock of it, because even lawyers, longtime lawyers, even those who have fought against the NCAA, Matt, and hate the NCAA, have come out publicly as being stunned by the ruling. This is the cardinal rule of college athletics. In athletics in general, major sports in America, the cardinal rule: do not bet on your own team. And for a judge to basically, in a lot of ways, right, limit or diminish that sort of rule was shocking to a lot of people. So once they moved past the shock of this, then it became real anger and outrage.
I noticed, and I've been on air, obviously, for the last 2.5 hours, so I'm just kind of following along with your Twitter as best I can. I see you're getting reaction from Nebraska's AD and from Georgia, and there's stuff from the commissioners of the Big Ten and the SEC, which have nothing to do really with the Big 12. But what are other leagues? Is there a consensus with what other leagues are doing as a result of this ruling today?
Well, I think it just makes, I think it makes the idea, and I think I've talked about it on your show a few times, this self-governance model, right, that the SEC has long discussed, but that has really picked up steam this spring and summer. It was a top conversation agenda item at spring meetings. You know, everybody loves to talk about the playoff, right? And the expanded playoff, and what's the format going to look like? Brother, that wasn't the top 5 on agenda items in Destin, right? It's way down the list. There's so much other more important stuff going on. And one of the things that has come up and came up was a center topic at Destin is, can we take all, Matt, these national NCAA rules that can't be enforced because courts have deemed them antitrust violations? Can we take those rules and can we put them at the conference level, and each conference just enforce the rules and create their own rules? And there's 2 reasons to do that, right? You might be asking, well, why would you do that? If you can't enforce it on the national NCAA level, why would you be able to enforce it any other way? Well, I think that, number one, it's easier to enforce and regulate smaller groups, right? You have 16 in the SEC as opposed to 350 in NCAA Division I, or even 130 in FBS. But number 2, you may evade antitrust scrutiny because you're not what they call a market power, because you don't have the big slice of the market. Now, people will argue with that the SEC does have market power, but they believe that they may not. So that conversation, you asked about what are people talking about outside of the Big 12 and the ramifications of this ruling, that conversation, I would guess, will be accelerated. And as you mentioned, the Nebraska athletic director, Troy Dannon, mentioned it to me. Jerry Moorhead, the Georgia president, mentioned it again to me. This just sort of justifies more that concept or idea to govern yourself.
Charlie Baker today said this is reason why we need congressional intervention. Do you think that's ultimately where this is headed? I know you and I have talked about this for years, Ross, and that it's always been a feeling like that never really felt realistic, like Congress would be able to agree on anything. But is that where we are?
Yeah. I think that that's it. I think that it's going to be, it's going to be really difficult to continue to regulate college sports in some way at the national level. It's just been difficult. think you're going to see all these rules sort of come down to a more local level in the conference-wide instead. And I think that's what you're going to see going forward. Now, all that can change, Matt, depending on, congressional legislation, right? There's a bill in the Senate been introduced, but the Big Ten and SEC are against the bill. That's the two biggest stakeholders in the industry that are against a bill that regulates the industry. Guess what? That's a problem. There's also the Congressional Black Caucus against the bill as well. That's going to be a problem, especially when the bill gets to the House, if it gets to the House of Representatives. So there's a lot of opposition there. There's a big call tomorrow afternoon with Big Ten and SEC presidents and the two senators, Cantwell and Cruz, two separate calls to try to, the way I've heard it, rectify misunderstandings in the bill with those presidents in those leagues. So we'll see where it goes from there. But a congressional bill could solve some of this by providing into law, codifying things into law to allow the NCAA to enforce its rules.
All right. Last one. I know you shared the comment from Texas Tech AD Kirby Hocutt, basically endorsing, supporting the decision today, and welcoming Brendan Sorsby back. Do you think there's a scenario, and maybe this, Ross, maybe you can give me an educated opinion here, or maybe this is just completely your opinion, but do you think there's a way that the pressure could build so much against Texas Tech in this situation that they reverse course and say, we're not going to let Brendan Sorsby play?
That is a great question, and I don't know the answer. I think we'll know a little better at the end of this week, maybe the answer after athletic directors in the Big 12 and presidents meet. If there is a move by the presidents and chancellors of the Big 12 to further penalize Texas Tech if they play Brendan Sorsby, perhaps you see the school back off a little bit and maybe penalize him more games. Maybe there's some kind of resolution they reach with the conference. You could maybe see that happening, Matt.
Be fascinating, man. Like, this is, Ross, for a sport, especially on Twitter, where you never have unanimity. Like, do you have everyone? Like, everyone. Like, all of the ones. I mean, unanimously looking at this as absurd speaks to how absurd it is.
Yeah.
It took this, apparently, to get all of college football Twitter to agree. All right, Ross Dellenger, at Ross Dellenger, Yahoo. Go read his stuff. Yahoo's free, too, which is great. So you can get Ross's great reporting for free at Yahoo. Thank you, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, Matt. Good to be on.
All right, man. Be well. It's after further review. Brought to you by Relief Windows. Windows, door siding, shutters, and shades. Relief Windows, reliefwindows.com. Real quick, one of the things a lot of you have asked has been, well, like, could the NCAA just make Texas Tech forfeit any games that Sorsby plays in? We had Gabe Feldman, sports law professor, on in hour one. He gave the answer to that question.
There is a rule of restitution, which basically says that you can't, even if the decision is reversed later on, you can't go back and require the team to forfeit its games. The NCAA has in the past said that if you win an injunction but then it gets reversed, they can go back and forfeit all the games. And the judge here said, we're not allowing you to implement that rule. There's nothing in there that says they can't require them to forfeit the games on the front end. And I suppose there's an argument they could say, look, Sorsby, you can play, we're just not going to count the games. But my guess, based on the order, is that the judge wouldn't allow them to do that, and that the plaintiff's lawyer would go back to court to say, look, the whole point of this order was to allow him to play without penalty. And if you require them to forfeit the games, that's basically saying you can't play.
There's your answer. All right, Cade Cooper. Let's start some football. Cade Cooper committed to LSU. 4-star wide receiver. He's going to join us next on AFR.
After further review.
Want to feel your best? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness can help you do it. YourGoodwood.com, YourGoodwood.com, YourGoodwood.com. Yes, they do ED treatments. That's part of what they do. but that's only a part of what they do. The bulk of what they do, hormone replacement therapy, peptide therapy, getting you feeling your best inside out. And I say this often. Sometimes you don't know how bad you feel until you start feeling good again. You know, when your body stops producing the hormones that contribute to how we feel, it's gradual. It's not like one day you feel great and the next day you feel like mud. It is a gradual decline. And so it's like the frog that gets cooked in the pot. Slowly turn up the heat. Before you know it, you're cooked. A simple blood test can let you know if you're a candidate for hormone replacement therapy. At Goodwood, they have the lowest prices and never any contracts. YourGoodwood.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
The experts at Hood Dental Care want you smiling bigger and healthier than ever. New patients can get a healthy gums cleaning for just $89, plus a free exam and full mouth x-rays. A $376 value. With over 3,000 5-star Google reviews, 5 local locations, and easy online scheduling with same-day care. Hood Dental makes it simple to get started. And we always have other great giveaways for new patients. Check out hooddentalcare.com and schedule your appointment today.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Simone ate the best gumbo of her life, rolled some dice, and enjoyed a relaxing massage. She did not, however, find time to lay by the pool. Well, Simone, there's always next time. Lake Charles, there's a lot to pack in.
People think it's all about game day, but the real work happens in the off season. And we need a healthcare team that works as hard as we do.
At FML Health, our Lay of the Lake, we take care of LSU football year-round.
We trust the lake.
Box combo for George. I see you, Luis. Food's on the way.
Please don't. Hey, you know you can use your hands, right?
Got those box combos for you. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
My name's Mike Krumholt, and I've been with First American Bank for 4 years. What makes First American Bank special is we're able to offer all the products and services that any other big bank can offer. What sets us apart is being able to give that small town feel that someone can pick up the phone and they can talk to someone or stop by the branch and get excellent customer service.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh, we do shutters too.
Maybe one of the best tweets that I've seen so far today came from Tyrann Mathieu. Can I return back to college football? I only played 2 seasons. Should have 2 more eligibility years left. Can you find me a judge in Louisiana who can see to it that Honey Badger gets to finish his last 2 years of college football? Who's going to say no? I mean, the absurdity of that is only magnified by the fact that it's not absurd. Seriously. Like, who's going to say no? Now, I think the real conversation we'd have to have is like, Tyron's been retired now for a year. Like, you think he could still roll? How old's Tyron? 32, 33? That's probably my bigger question right now about it. Let's see, Tyron's 34. I don't know, man. We think 34-year-old Badger could come back out there and crush some kids? Maybe so. Run around against 18, 19, 20-year-olds. Maybe so. Maybe 34-year-old Tyron could go out there and crush some kids. Hey, Cade Cooper is supposed to be with us right now, LSU wide receiver commit. Having a little trouble connecting with him on the phone. So if we can get him, great. We'll talk to him. If not, man, we'll try to reconnect and let's see if we can reschedule that for tomorrow or another day this week. We'll have Shay with us tomorrow. It's this is a crazy busy 24 hours. Okay, cool. We got him. Great. Crazy busy 24 hours. Lane Kiffin nabbed 4 commitments, the most recent of which is 4-star wide receiver Cade Cooper, who's good enough to join us on the show here for a couple minutes. Hey, Cade, thanks for the time, man. How are you?
I'm doing great. What about you?
Doing awesome, man. I love your energy, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a great day.
Why is it such a great day?
Because I committed to the boot.
Let's go. Let's go, man. So why'd you pick LSU?
I think, going into it, originally I was, leaning towards Ole Miss. And then slowly my dad and I we were kind of like, let's just take the visit, see what they have to offer. And obviously, as soon as I went down, the vibe, the people, the community, the culture, everything just kind of hits you at once. And I was like, it's a no-brainer. I have to come to this place.
Okay, so why were you leaning Ole Miss? Take us through that recruitment, if you would.
I had known Coach LD. Ole Miss was one of the earlier schools to offer me after my junior season. And I just felt like I got a chance to build a relationship. I had been down there 3 times, and I kind of knew that they were replicating what the old Ole Miss had in Pete Golding and all the coaches and some of the coaches who stayed on staff. So I always thought, they had the potential to be just as good as they were last year.
Mm. So did you have a relationship with Lane Kiffin and George McDonald? Obviously, were at Ole Miss, so they were. You had a relationship with them there.
I did not. So I was one of those late bloomers who Coach McDonald ended up seeing me after I dropped my top 6 schools, and after he saw that, he kind of reached out to me on Twitter, and he had let me know. He was like, I want to come out and watch you work out, and from there, that's kind of, that's where I ended up getting the offer, and we took it from there and just built that relationship. He did everything to make sure that I felt valued. He came to the house, made sure he met my parents and my family, so I thought that was really important.
Interesting. So when was that, Cade, that you dropped your top 6 and that Coach McDonald got in touch?
I had dropped my top 6. That was on the date of, I'm checking right now. I'm pretty sure that was in the date. That was in May.
Okay, so just recently, just about a month ago.
Yeah, it was recently.
Got it. So they made up a lot of ground on you then in a really short amount of time. What was it? I know you said when you got here, right? The culture and everything was great, but what was it over that month or so that allowed LSU to make up that much ground?
I really think that Coach McDonald and Coach Kiffin made a great deal of kind of just laying out the facts with me. They made sure that I knew that, all the success that Ole Miss had came from them. And I think when you take a step back and you compare and you realize that these are the guys who made them great, I think it opens your eyes to a lot of things. And I think it was amazing because they got a chance to come down and see my family. And over the time, I got to FaceTime Coach Kiffin. And I think the relationship piece is really big. And also for my goal, which is to make it to the NFL, when you have facts and relationships, history can be made.
Cade Cooper is our guest, LSU wide receiver commit. Okay, we'll talk a little football here in a second, but so your first experience in Baton Rouge, I would guess, yeah?
Oh, yeah, that was my first time.
Okay, all right. Hit me with it. How was it?
It was amazing. As soon as we got down that night, we ended up eating dinner at the hotel. So we didn't go out to get any food, but the food in the hotel even was amazing. I was shocked. First impression was great, so that was amazing. And then coming on Friday morning, Coach McDonald, Coach Kiffin, and I ended up waking up and going to a hot yoga class with them. And I thought that was pretty funny and pretty fun. And it was almost like a workout. It was definitely very good. So I definitely loved that. And then throughout the weekend, we got a chance to see the campus, and the campus is very beautiful. Like it caught me off guard because I didn't know what to expect. So being able to see a campus that, looks very beautiful, and you can see why people want to go to school there. And also they took my family and I through a course of staff meetings and meeting all the staff, and you can see a consistency and energy and competitiveness and then like genuine love for the staff. So I definitely think Baton Rouge made a great impression on me.
I know, it's great to hear, man. It's an awesome. I mean, it's home for me. It has been for a long time. It's an awesome place. I noticed in your in the one of the photos, it was you, Coach McDonald, and Coach Sawyer Jordan. What were your impressions of Sawyer?
Sawyer, he's a great guy. Coach Sawyer is a great guy. We ended up being on the same team in a pickleball match against Coach McDonald and Coach Kiffin.
Oh,
and
no. Who won?
Could tell, you could tell it was a lot of trash talking. And we ended up winning, too.
Oh!
Yeah, he might not want to tell everyone that.
Lane does not like to lose, man. He
doesn't.
He tries to. He often tries to stack the deck in his favor, so that's how much he hates losing, man. So Sawyer, you and Sawyer beat him, huh?
Yeah, Coach Sawyer, he's definitely, like, great dude. Like, high energy. He's a loud guy. Like, you can tell he's passionate in the things he in football and LSU as a culture and just the family that they've built over time.
I got a couple more for you. I was looking at like all your profiles. There's like some have you as 6'2", some have you as 6'3", some you're 195, some you're 180. So like, what are your actual measurements right now going into your senior year?
Right now I'm 6'2 3/4. So I like to round up as an athlete. I just say 6'3", but
sure.
I'm 6'2 3/4, and I weigh 198 pounds.
198
going into the season.
Okay.
Yeah, 198.
Did the coaches talk to you at all? Like, do you want to put on more weight? Are you good at right at 200 pounds? What do you think?
I think it's not going to, like, we haven't really talked too much about that. I don't really think it's going to be a matter of, like, slapping on weight. I'm not an underweight guy, and I'm not really overweight. So I think it's definitely going to be, like, monitoring. Obviously, I'm going to have to build more muscle mass and things of that nature just to be able to be more explosive, more strong, so that for the season I can be physically prepared to, step up and potentially play early.
Yeah. What did they tell you about how you fit in the offense?
They definitely said I fit the offense well. They're a fast-paced offense who with receivers like Trey Harris and some of those old Ole Miss receivers who came through that, like, you can kind of tell they're big body receivers who like to take shots. And I think I'm a player who favors the fade ball and the contested catch, deep plays. And I think that they definitely think I fit that role to be able to go make plays and definitely, like, move the ball down the field.
Did they talk to you about, like, early playing time and what to expect?
We definitely had conversations of it. They're a staff that, they're not scared to play anyone early, but obviously the reality is that we're all going to have to work hard, and if we want to get a chance on the field. So nothing is going to be given to me. I'm going to have to work just as hard as everyone else on that field. So I think I'm definitely excited to be able to be pushed against some of the best DBs and some of the best receivers in the nation.
Very cool, man. Are you going to be an early enrollee?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. So you'll be here in January. It'll be here before you know it, man. Congrats on your commitment. It's great to talk to you, man. We'll be in touch, I'm sure, all right?
Sounds good. Thank you.
It's our pleasure. It's Cade Cooper. Y'all give him a follow, man. He's on Twitter at CadeCooper27, at Cade, C-A-D-E, Cooper, 27. If you want to give him a follow, he's on Instagram as well. Love his energy, man. You can always tell, like, first time you say a word to somebody and right out the chute, man, great day. How are you? I'm like, I like his energy. I need some of that. We all need some of that in our lives. Good on him, dude. Love that. And man, so LSU just got in the mix for him in May. So he was being recruited by Ole Miss. I mean, he got a big, long offer list. I mean, Ole Miss and Ohio State and Auburn and Notre Dame, and he's from Penn State. He's from Pennsylvania, some big-time schools. To basically get that prospect here, you have been recruiting for a month. You get him on campus. The first time here you close, that's impressive, man. That's a really nice job by that staff to get that one done across the finish line. All right. It's after further review. We are brought to you by Arco Power Systems, ARCCO, arco.com, arco.com. Remember, when we tell you about Arco every day, we're talking about industrial Generac generator power at Arco. That's what they do. You hear people all the time. Maybe you even have a home standby generator at your house. I do. I mean, we went through Ida. That was the last time we were ever doing that again. It's like, no. Power goes out, we got a generator at the house. Why should it be any different for your business? Power goes out, you need to make sure your business can stay online. That's where Arco Power Systems comes in. Everything's turnkey. They'll sell, service, install, rent your Generac industrial standby generator. So, start at arco.com, ARCCO, arco.com. Home base is right there on Airline Highway near I-12 in Baton Rouge, but y'all, they service a gigantic area, north of Little Rock, east of Mobile, west of San Antonio, Houston, Austin, Dallas, everywhere. Arco Power Systems, ARCCO, arco.com. Okay, y'all, it's after further review. Final break of the show. Staring you straight in the face, Jimmy will be here for Auto Locks. When we come back, Game 3 of the NBA Finals is tonight at the Garden. First time in NBA Finals game at MSG since 1999, 27 years. We'll see what Jimmy thinks about Game 3. We'll get to that for Auto Locks next on AFR.
AFR.
Man, we are into the summer. That much is abundantly clear. It's 86 degrees right now, high today of 89. Heat indexes are pushing closer to the triple digits as that humidity is going up. Remember, you can go inside where it's cool when the AC is blowing. Your AC never gets a break. That thing is sitting on the side of your house 24/7, 365, year after year after year. No matter the heat, humidity, rain, storms, dust, dander, insects, never gets a break. Want to make sure that thing is running efficiently to keep your family cool and comfortable throughout the summer and warm weather months? You need River City's 1 Hour Air. Look for the big yellow vans and trucks with the giant clock on the side. 752-0001, 752-0001, 752-0001 for River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. At Locke Meredith Sean Fagan and Associates, we know each case and client are unique, and that no two cases are the same. But one thing remains constant, and that is our passion to help our clients. After an accident, we know your life has changed, which is why we passionately fight to make you and your family whole. Remember, whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. We're here to serve you.
I'm Billy Schmidt, and I've been with First American Bank for 13 years. I have a passion of getting to know customers, getting to know their journeys, getting to know their stories, and being a small part of that, and just continuing that, and taking those relationships and expanding out into the community, just to make First American a household name. And people look at us and say, hey, what's special about you guys? You're part of a family.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. Look, back pain can sideline you from the things you love. That's why I trust Dr. Kevin McCarthy and the team at the Spine Center of Louisiana. Dr. McCarthy doesn't just treat symptoms. He gets to the root of the problem. From advanced injection therapy to minimally invasive surgery.
Need a metal building? You want ProForm Steel. Log on to proformsteel.com, proformsteel.com, proformsteel.com. Listen, if you're maybe you're a big builder, you're in the business, you know who Brandon Golson is. Well, this is the new venture, proformsteel.com, where they are always going to get you the best lead times. That matters. When you need quick turnaround for commercial or industrial buildings, 10-week lead time. Most other companies are in that 16 to 20-week range. Residential, 6 to 8 week lead time. And free delivery on every building. You buy it from them, they will deliver it to you for free. proformsteel.com. Check them out online. Metal buildings built right. Request a quote right there on the website at proformsteel.com.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh, we do shutters too.
Down the stretch we come. Final segment here on a Monday edition of AFR, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, shutters, and shades. Relief Windows, reliefwindows.com. One thing left to do. Let's find out what we're betting on tonight. Time for Otter Locks. Nope. We'll hit it anyway. I already teased. Just go to it.
Otter Locks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Total Maintenance AC Repair. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
All right, when Jimmy's with us, we'll get Game 3 of the NBA Finals. His picks are up over at LouisianaSports.net. Remember, always free. You can always get Otter Locks for free and everything for free over at LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits, none of that annoying stuff. All right. Knicks lead 2-0 right now. Heading back to MSG for Game 3 of the NBA Finals. Mike Brown on Sunday talked about... Actually, let's not play Mike Brown. Let's play Josh Hart. Josh Hart, former Pelican, Sunday talked about what makes this Knicks team great.
Toughness, grit, physicality, energy, clutch plays. I think that's what you think of when you think of, Knick basketball. That's something that we want to do. We want to come out with energy. We want to come out with physicality and be focused on the game plan and go out there, and especially with the guys that we have in the locker room, we're going to make plays. We're going to make big plays. We're going to do those kind of things. And, that's kind of our brand, playing fast, and having fun.
All right. Otter, how are you? Otter, how are you?
Hey, I'm sorry, Matt. What's up, buddy? It took me about 3 minutes to get through. Something's wrong with the lines. But anyway, let's go to the NBA tonight.
Yeah.
And
fire away.
This is a matchup thing. It's a matchup. It's been widely documented, but so many of the Knicks players are in their prime. They're more seasoned. They're more mature, and there's rarely a team that goes through the NBA playoffs and wins a championship with such little experience. De'Aaron Fox was the only one to play like 8 playoff games before their first playoff game this postseason. So we're going with the Knicks. When you get through all the hoopla and the hyped up, and the president being there, and that shut down some streets it's a little bit of a mess up there for tonight. But anyway, this team is mature enough to handle not being just told how great they are and to take anything from it. If they didn't take their foot off the gas and are up 3-0 against the Sixers and Cavaliers when those teams had no shots at coming back, they're not taking their foot off the gas here. I'm going with the Knicks now. It's at 1.5 now.
Desperation spot here for San Antonio.
No
obviously down 2-0, but Otter likes the Knicks and getting a better price right now than you were at when we put it up at the website. All right, couple of 3 MLB plays.
Yeah, Chris Sanchez, that streak was finally stopped. The scoreless inning streak. He's back tonight on the road. A little bit too much juice for us to pay against our boy, the boy that we always stated. He's got Patrick Corbin.
Yep.
Hey, it used to be, but this is a mismatch here. Philly's back coming alive as well. So, like the Phillies, -1.5 there. We're going Arrighetti on the road here. Yordan Alvarez, boy, just continues to smoke the bat. Astros have had a rough season to this part, but showing some signs that they're starting to hit a little bit. We're going to go with Arrighetti on the road at the Big A. And then Milwaukee, the most winningest team in the month of May. They've kept it going. They just offered a fresh sweep from Coors Field. We're going with the Brewers on the road, -145.
All right, so the Knicks on the hardwood in Game 3, laying 1.5. And then 3 money line plays on the diamond tonight. The Phillies, the Astros, and the Brewers. Where are you tomorrow?
We're at Dozy Place on Government Street in Mid-City.
Awesome, man. All right, Otter, good luck. Thank you.
Okay, good luck.
All right, man. It's after further review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here. As always, appreciate Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com. Tell you every day, name brand tires at wholesale prices. They keep you coming back because they treat you like family. It's easy. Tires are a commodity. Buy the same tire anywhere you go. You buy a Michelin, Bridgestone, BF Goodrich, Firestone, Toyo, whatever. It's the same tire. Go to Shaw Bills or anywhere else that sells your tires. So why do you buy tires at Shaw Bills? 2 reasons. Number 1, Charlie's price match guarantee. Nope, it's part of Charlie's doesn't. Buy tires at Shaw Bills. If you buy tires at Shaw Bills and you see that tire advertised cheaper somewhere else, they will refund you 125% of the difference. They're just not going to be beat on price on the tires. That's 1. 2, they're going to give you exceptional customer service. So when you need an oil change or your wiper blades change or anything to do with your vehicle, you're going to keep going back to Shaw Bills. ShawBillsTire.com. ShawBillsTire.com. Shaw Bills. We keep you rolling. All right, y'all, it's just about going to do it for us as we get on down the road here. Remember, if you missed anything, AFR On Demand, presented by Brett Golf. Gabe Feldman, sports law professor, was here in hour number 1. Ross Dellenger was here a bit ago. You just heard from Cade Cooper, LSU wide receiver commit. Ton there. It's all for you for free on demand. Podcast, YouTube. Just search After Further Review. Buse, Paulie, thanks. Y'all have an awesome night. We'll see you tomorrow at 3.
AFR.
As we get on down the road, remind you about First South Farm Credit, FirstSouthFarmCredit.com. Spell it out, FirstSouthFarmCredit.com. Just 4 words, FirstSouthFarmCredit.com. First call should be to First South Farm Credit. So log on to FirstSouthFarmCredit.com. Great resource right there on the homepage. It's the ultimate land buying guide. Look, a lot of people who buy land already own land. Right, so maybe you've been through the process before, or you want to take some of your equity from your current property, roll it into your new property. One way you can do it. But the thing that's most important to know is if you're thinking of buying land, if it's the recreational property, your hunting property, you want to buy 100 acres to build your family's dream home, a land loan is different than getting a home loan. So work with an expert that professionally all they do is help Louisianians buy land. Your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. First South Land, FirstSouthFarmCredit.com.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith Sean Fagan & Associates. We take great pride in educating our clients about their rights. Whether you're injured at work or while you drive, call our office at 272-5555. Knowledge is power, and you should know your rights after an injury.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith Sean Fagan & Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience. We only settle when it's right for you. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
Another roof gone too soon. Looks like neglect. There's no doubt about it. This is a case of poor installation. At Pelican Roofing, we don't guess. We investigate to find the real cause of your roof's problems. Call Pelican Roofing for your free roof investigation today. Case closed.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana propane dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.